Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. For those that haven't seen the Sarcasm City Sports Q&As before, where you lot in the comment section run the show, people. So get your questions in. It's any sport. It can be football. It can be basketball. It can be boxing. You may have a question about another sport. That is absolutely fine. If you are indeed a member of the channel as well, your question takes priority like a super chat. So if you want to join the membership, many great perks, including your question taking priority like a super chat and Q&As. The link is in the membership. So don't worry, members, I will star your question. I will get to it. Of course, if you super chat, I'll get straight to your comment or question as well, people. But let's bump up the likes. Let's bump up the likes. Already quickly from the jump. Already 16 of you lot in it. We're at 16 likes, so salute. But hit that like button as soon as you land, whether you're watching live right now or watching this back. Share this across all the socials as well, at Sarcasm City TV, across all socials. And on top of those two things, subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV as well. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, people. And obviously, the big talking point from Sunday's games is Chelsea losing 3-1 away at West Ham. Caicedo with a debut to forget, giving away the penalty for Paqueta's goal, which was the third goal in the game. But large up to everyone in the chat. As always, Jack says, big up Flawless. He put Moise Masterclass. Big up to Warrior J says, big up Flawless. Make sure you guys in the chat bump up the likes. Big up to Shakar as well. King Yusuf, I see you, says, what's up? Hope you're well. Dennis, good to know you had a safe flight and he's in Madrid chilling. Love that. Big up Jacob as well. But get your questions in, people. Get your questions in. I'm sure the rest of the gang will be here shortly. But until then, I'll be answering your questions. Warrior J says, who's been the most impressive team in these two games in the Premier League? Who's been there? Brighton, you got to put in there. Brighton. Manchester City, because Manchester City. They're probably the two stand out to me. Manchester City and Brighton. No one else is really, I'd say, in terms of impressive. And because with Manchester City, because the bar's so high, people like want to try and criticize them. Also as well, copium, because people are tired of Manchester City winning, which I am. But I'm not going to lie on their quality. They went to Burnley and won comfortable. And then they beat a very good Newcastle side. A Newcastle side that is one of the best in the Premier League and are in a lot of people's top fours, including mine. So, and they won that, again, with, I can't say ease, but control. Not many teams will do that. Not many teams will play Burnley away, Newcastle at home, and win in that fashion back-to-back. But that's just Manchester City. They're going to win the league. They're going to win the league again. It sucks. But yeah, in terms of impressive, I'd throw City, Brighton, Newcastle, even though they lost to City, you can throw them in the mix as well, my personal opinion. That's just in terms of impressive, but those are the ones. Thomas says, actually, no, I'll get to Shikars first. Thomas, I'll get to your question, no. Question for Flawless, are you surprised by today's result? I definitely am. First half, Chelsea looked like they were going to come out second half and put West Ham in the split. Chelsea did play well. Like, overall, it was a good performance. But Chelsea have the same problems Manchester United have in the attacking third. Like I've been banging on about all summer long. Who is scoring you goals? That's Chelsea's biggest problem. Because today, they created a lot. Obviously, Enzo missed the penalty. Sterling did look good. Not Madueke. Chukwuemeka scored a good goal. Madueke looked bright. Enzo's Enzo. But who's scoring the goals? That's their problem. Same way, that's Manchester United's problem. So did the result surprise me? Yeah, because I picked Chelsea to win. And the game went, in terms of performance, it went the way it went. But West Ham took their chances when they took their chances. And Chelsea made uncharacteristic defensive errors because there was errors for all three. Gallagher for the first goal. Gallagher's just got to mark better. You don't have to win the header, but don't let him have a free header. In regards to the second goal, Diassi, I actually thought he's done enough because he slowed down Antonio, but it's a great strike. And then you have to critique that and say he should get closer. Colwell should do better initially as well. And then for the third goal, Caicedo tells you all you need to know. Tells you all you need to know. Jack says, I wish we had Chelsea problems. Our front six is a major problem. Now, I disagree. I don't think our front six is a major problem. I disagree with that. I don't think our front six, because that's that's three midfielders and yeah, the three and the three attackers, I should say. I don't think Rashford's a problem playing left wing, and I don't think Casemiro's a problem in the midfield. I don't think. I think striker actually, and I put Hoyland in that mix. I think that eradicates that. We got other options to go there. Diallo can play right wing, as an option as well. Midfield, we still got Ericsson, and I believe we will sign another central midfielder. So yeah, it's not. Man said, I wish we had Chelsea problem. Chelsea are us. Said this. They're a better version of us. They're us with a better midfield. But they ain't doing shit anyway. But that's just my personal opinion. To Thomas, who says, what can United do differently up front other than hoping players play better? Change the personnel. You got to switch it around. You put Rashford back left, you play Hoyland up top. Then automatically that makes us look different. I'm not saying Hoyland's the answer. And then right wing, you have Diallo who can play out there. Diallo should be given a run if Anthony continues to put in performances like this. And in terms of midfield, that will change once we do indeed sign a new midfielder. Like it says in the title, Marco Verratti, he's been linked to Manchester United. Personally, I would take him for the right price. So whether it's a loan or whether it's a cheap fee. What are you saying, Victor? You good, fam?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm good. I told man about Ukrainian boat. If you
Talk
don't
about it.
listen, you feel. Nah,
Talk
I've
about
just
it.
said my piece in it. You man watched him today. You know what I've been saying for weeks. He's terrible. He's not
Mad.
good. Niggas got gassed over a touch in preseason that led to nothing, and then a goal that he's not recreated ever since. There's a reason why Poch is not starting him. There's a reason, but no one wants to hear it. Like they got gassed over little comps in Ukraine, but he's not replicated at any time now. Like since the end of last season, I was like, this guy ain't it. It was Old Trafford where he missed a 1-on-1. I was like, this guy ain't it. But no one's
Fairs.
listening. They're like, give him time. Poch will coach him. But I was like, in that Lampard team, there are other wingers that were standing out, and you can't stand out in a Lampard team. Then you're not that guy that what people think you are. And then saying his first season was bad, like compare his first season to Vinny's. Vinny was good in his first season, just the end product that was bad. And then when he improved the end product, it was much better. Like your 2 seasons are completely different.
Hey, talk about it. Yes, Jez, what are you saying, fam? You good?
Can you hear the fun?
Nah, we good. Go on, what you saying?
Okay, nah. I'm good, man. I'm just hiding in it because I don't know
You're
if
hiding?
Chelsea's gonna. I don't know if Chelsea's gonna sign me now. They're looking for a black forward.
This fucking guy.
This guy,
This
fuck
guy.
this guy, man.
Yeah, fuck this guy. This guy.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
scared
I
for my.
mean,
I'm
I
scared. I'm
mean it
scared. I'm
was.
scared. I'm scared for my life. I'm like, Paul Stanley is coming to knock on my door. Yo, you want to play for Chelsea?
You taking that because you taking the bread, fam. You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course.
And you ain't gonna worry about Tesco meal deals and that.
I'm gonna sabotage them as well. Like, fucking ongles.
Nah, man,
Of
go
course
bag,
you are.
man. Go be a hero, man. You don't want to be a hero for Chelsea.
All
Go
right,
be a
of
hero,
course,
man.
of course.
This fucking guy, but
Hey,
clearly
hey,
you're in
all,
good spirits. You're in good spirits.
yeah, of
Go
course
on.
you are. You won. Fuck it. And
Yeah,
also, other
that's true.
people in the chat, other people were telling me, um, oh, we're gonna get goals from Mudrick and shit. I was telling you guys that. Sorry, not from Mudrick, from Jackson. I was like, he's not clinical. Yeah, he's good up front, but he's not
Mm,
clinical. And then Flores was saying it
talk
as well.
about
And I
it.
had to come in and back him about my. And I had to say that about my own team. It was like, where's the goals coming from? Everyone's saying, was it team that said Mudrick was gonna get 10 goals?
Was it B? Yeah, but I think it was Timo. Yeah, I
And
think
I
it
was
was.
like, let's start with
Yeah.
one first before we get to 10. Did you see how bad he played today? No, I'm
Yeah, he
sorry.
was bad today. And you lot actually played well and had the ball in enough good areas to create and score more than you did.
Madueke came
And
on
then,
and had more of a better impact than him. Like, what are we doing here?
mm,
He's a
I hear you.
terrible footballer. He's paying a 19-year-old Incarnate over him. You
Mm,
can't tell me that there's no reason why Poch is doing it. It's clearly like he must be that bad in training that he doesn't start.
mm.
Like for you
Fair,
to be
fair.
bad in training, you must be really bad that you don't start every game. Or there's something that we don't know.
I hear you, fam. I get what you're saying. You're not lying. You not lying. Get off your chest, man. Hey, continue to get your questions in as
You know,
well, people. Get us up to 30 likes. Yes, go on, Jess.
now, the funny thing about Jackson is like I looking through his I'm just because I wanted to go and make some research. I wanted to look up Jackson heat maps throughout last season for Villarreal. The guy is not a striker. He's more of somebody that likes to like. He's more of like a deep line forward or even a wide player. You can argue than a striker because he
Facts.
doesn't. Because when you check his heat map, he isn't in the box like that. You see more red spots outside the box more on the sides or the left or something like that. You don't actually see him in the box with his heat map, which kind of tells you a lot about the player. And to be honest, some of the chances that fell to him, but he didn't took, kind of reminded me of somebody that isn't used to be like a clinical striker. Because there were chances for Jackson today where like I thought you have to score that if you're a proper striker. But apparently in preseason he was like Jesus Christ. So maybe it's gonna change.
Hey, Chelsea apparently was getting 15 goals. Game week 2, he's never scored one.
Hey, all I'm saying is we already have more goals than Chelsea.
Victor, you got stuff to say, man. Get off your chest. I can hear it. You know what I'm saying? It's
just
with a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Ahmed. What are you saying, family? You good?
I'm doing good, bro. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope everyone's doing well.
Oh, Ahmed, go on, Victor. Go on, get to it, Victor.
Ahmed,
go on.
Thoughts on Mudryk.
You already know what my thoughts are, there, bro. You already know.
No, I don't know your thoughts. I didn't see your thoughts.
Lord have mercy on my soul, Mudryk. Lord have mercy.
Nah, talk, man.
If I speak on him, man, I might actually get arrested.
It's cool, man. Talk. We'll protect
No.
Ahmed, I told him already. I'm scared that Top All is buying me now. That he's looking for a black forward. I'm scared, man.
This guy is wild.
Man, honestly,
Ahmed, no, let's just say it, let's backtrack. I need to talk on Mudryk because when I was telling you about Mudryk, you're saying give him time, speak.
Honestly, you know what, man, Victor? Listen, you know me, man. I'll hold my L's. Trust me. I can hold. I think I have to hold my L on this one. There's no doubt about it after this, bro. Because the way this guy was playing, bro, it felt like the first performance from like an 18-year-old that graduated the academy. You know, he brought him in for to play 15 minutes. You know what I mean, of football. Yeah, that's what Mudryk played like today. Wallahi.
No, he played cheeks. No, he played cheeks. It was terrible.
But he was terrible. What I said isn't wrong though. That's literally bad for me.
Literally. I'll take a fresh academy player. They just played for academy yesterday. Then Mudryk.
But for me, he literally played like an academy player. That was what worried me a lot, very much.
Bro, man, are just doing too much with this.
But I think for me personally, though, at the end of the day,
well, go on, bro. You good?
Big up to you. But for me personally, bro,
D1, what up, though?
What up, G?
But for me, honestly, when it comes to Mudryk, bro, he's the one that actually needs to go to Strasbourg. There's no other way to fit it, bro. But
I don't know why man are doing this after 145 minutes. This guy doesn't get a run of games, though.
But bro, I'm sorry, man. Yeah,
the guy don't get a run of games, like.
Okay,
so you're saying give him a run of games to see how good he is, C1? Is that what you're
Yes, because the guy bro, he don't even play that. What we doing here, bro?
I agree with what C1 kind of said, but the relevant situation is, bro, the way he's playing, yeah, this is gonna be the majority of his performances if we give him that sort of thing.
How do we know that though? Chilwell is playing left winger, man.
Bro, but do you not think though, personally, I'll ask you this question, C1. Do you not think it's an indictment, yeah, in that both Liverpool and now it's time in back-to-back games, he has chosen Chilwell, a fullback, a left back, to play left wing over Mudryk. Honestly,
but you know I don't.
It was left wing back. He didn't play left wing.
No, he's actually left wing.
He's playing left wing, bro. He's not playing left wing back. He's actually playing as a winger.
He's playing left wing,
bro. He is. Bro, Potts said it in his last game, in the first game. He was playing as a winger.
Today, we might have been getting forward, but today it was a 3-5-2, if I'm correct.
He was basically playing winger.
That's just just high up the pitch. You had
you know what I played? You know what I blamed then? I blamed the manager. Then because because this is the thing. Like, if you can say even if you can say, for example, he's choosing to play Chilwell over Mudryk. Yeah, so he's choosing Chilwell over Sterling. He's choosing Chilwell over Madueke, because even Madueke, if needed, he can play on the left. He's choosing everybody he's choosing Chilwell over Matson to play winger. So that's on the manager.
To apply back to you, Madueke, for example, this guy's already just come back from injury. So I think with him it's a bit unfair on that, if you know what I mean. And Sterling has been playing quite well from the right hand side anyway in general, and that's why we've been playing him.
He was good today.
Yeah. So I think the manager's options, particularly on the left right now, is quite limited. Matson, I don't know what's going on there, but sadly I have a feeling that guy's left the club.
Yeah, he's getting sold.
He's getting sold, man. I hate to say it, He's one of my guys that was like thinking, oh, he's gonna start cooking at the club, but he's getting sold, bro. That's why he's not playing. So then you're just down to
my problem with this. You're gone. My problem with today is why we persisting with this chill at left back wing thing. It doesn't make any sense.
Because
and you have wingers on the bench. Just use one of the wingers. You're
Right.
playing Levi at left back majority of the game. Just play an actual winger. Because if we actually played a winger, we could have caused more problems. Then you bring on Mudryk to play in the position that Carney's supposed to play in. Mudryk is not good in central areas. This guy loses the ball every time he gets pressed. So and he's not even an inside forward. He's a touchline winger. So before Chilwell came off, he was playing inside. And Jackson had to drop so deep compared to the first half because we lost our link when Carney came off. Like for me, today's on Poch, innit? But not all of it's on Poch. Because the first half we should have killed the game. Jackson missed 2 chances. Chilwell missed a chance. I think who else missed a chance in the first half?
Enzo missed the pen.
Enzo missed the pen. It was a shocking pen, by the way.
Yeah, it was a shocking penalty.
Yeah, it was a shocking pen. And I think there was another chance as well where we should have scored. So for me, like, the first half wasn't on Poch. But the second half, I don't know what he said to them because we shouldn't be losing to West Ham. This is embarrassing. They're shit. Yeah, I'm not even joking. They're not a good team. They'll lose to every other team on this panel.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I get your point. Carry on. I understand your overall point.
Yeah, they might get 2 against us.
That's why I said I didn't want to stop you. I get your point. See when you're not wrong, but yeah, I'm just saying, go on, carry on.
No, Flores, you see with the Mudryk thing here. People, if you know me, you know my opinions on Mudryk. I didn't want him in the first place, and I still don't want him. But my point is, what's the point of making an investment if you're not going to use him? People will say, "Oh, Poch, that's not Poch's investment." Enzo's not his investment, but he uses him. So what's the excuse?
Maybe he doesn't rate him. That's literally what it comes down to.
Exactly.
Cool. If he doesn't rate him, then sell him then. Like, what the hell? Like, why are we wasting time?
But the thing is, the problem is, you know what it is, C1? The problem is, when you buy someone for like £100 million, right? On some level, the club are gonna try to make you to make it work, bro. I'm gonna be real. And for me personally, I said this before. Mudryk is not ready. He's a project player. This is why I've maintained this, and I've said this in the group chat with UC1. Yeah, Strasbourg should have been where he went to actually get the time to get to get the games in, week out, to actually play football and get taught to play at the level necessary. But people don't want to hear that, man. That's what I'm saying.
I feel playing devil's advocate here. But don't you feel like the whole Chelsea team has a bunch of project players though? I think Kovac. I think Kovac is one of them. I think.
But do you know what it is though, do you know what it is though, Jez? The difference is these guys have shown stuff and they've shown quite a few stuff. This guy is not even getting some of the basics right, bro. But then compared to the others, compared to others, but the thing is, the others are giving you something. He's not even giving you anything when he's playing on the wing.
But then again, fairness to Mudryk, because obviously I'm just a rival fan, so I take him the piss whenever he just plays ass. But my point is
thank you for clearing out Jez.
Damn.
Yeah, I just making sure.
No, Jez is since Spurs have like been half decent, Jez has been in his bag. Yo, happy Jez is ridiculous, but go on, carry on. I was like last season. I get why I annoyed people now, but carry on. Go on. I get it now, innit? I get it.
The thing is, bro, we don't even play the champagne football like that. I want to, but bro, like I just have.
But I understand. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You are where I was last season, and when you're happier, your jokes are just better and everything and all that. But go on, carry on.
But now, my thing with
they're still shit. Don't get as confident.
Oh yeah. Don't get mistaken. As will we, but you're still happier where you was at than where you was. You know what I'm saying, Eddie?
We could finish 10th if you play this football. I'm happy.
Eddie,
no. I'm saying.
Yeah. Eddie, me and you smoke in depth, you know what I'm saying, on Fridays about Manchester United's deficiencies, but we still enjoy getting the results and stuff, winning a trophy, all that type of thing. You feel me? Not losing week in, week out. You feel me? But yeah, go on, carry on.
I feel that, but I just hate his jokes. Fuck his jokes. That's all I'm saying.
Just for Jez, bring back content. Just for Jez.
Hold on. But what I wanted to say is, though, but Mudryk though, to be fair to Mudryk though, I don't remember him actually getting that type. Like Sion said, to be fair to him, we haven't actually seen him given that type of running. And now you have a manager who doesn't seem to rate him. and he's playing a really weird system where he has his fullback playing like some winger. Like, but I'll be honest.
I think he just had chill. To me, I see nothing wrong with the system. He just had Chilwell high. Chilwell was high one side, and Gusto was high the other side.
I don't know what he's trying to cook, but what he's cooking needs to stop right now. Because like this is not good. And I'll be honest.
The thing is, the formation is not the problem. It's the people in it.
I don't think the formation is the problem, and you lot created enough to win that game.
Exactly, that's the point.
You know what my issue is here? So what's going to happen is, apparently Chelsea are in for 3 more attackers. Apparently, they're going to buy some 21-year-old that's a project player and expect him to show up now. Chelsea fans are going to be angry because they want to win now because you spend how much you want now, how much you spend. When in reality, a lot of these guys are in development phase. Jackson is in development phase. Nani is in the development phase. Colwell, Buddy Sheila, even though some of them are different levels to each other, all of them are all in that level of we're not even to the top level player level, and this is the issue. Because I had actually this discussion, which was a really good discussion about how I feel about the team that Chelsea's trying to build. And when Pep came in, Pep, he didn't board all these youngsters with potential. Nah, what he did is he bought players that he knew had top qualities, abilities about them, and made them world class. There's only no recent time when he lets these kids with potential coming through. The issue with Chelsea is they're buying a bunch of kids who have potential to start for them, and some of them are. And you're trying to mix it with some of the guys who, like Reece James, who can't stay fit, like Thiago Silva was kind of old, and you're trying to mix it all together where the potential guys can maybe develop within those seasons with the top level guys. Me personally, I feel like it's not saying that it's the wrong approach that Chelsea's doing, but when you go that road, you kind of have to lower your expectations with certain players because you can't expect all of them to hit at the same time as well.
I don't think the approach is wrong. It's just you just have to buy good players. It don't matter the age.
But do you know what I would say to that, Jazzy? I can agree to that for like a lot of the players. I understand that. That's why I don't give any slack to like Jackson today. Like, for example, yes, he wasn't able to get his chances in, but I could see that there were other stuff that he was doing. So I was like, okay, I can see he's doing the other stuff. I can see that he's improving, right? Same with like obviously Sterling had a good game. You've obviously got Levi Cole, who's I thought was doing pretty well. There were others like all the sort of the younger players. I always give them time, but when it comes to like Mudryk, I understand like Simon's point that he's not been given a run of games, but for me, it's even the games that he has been played, right? He's shown me pace that he can use pace, but he hasn't shown me anything else. You got what I'm trying to say? That's the thing for me. Like,
no, like I agree. But both that's what I say. Both things can be right. One way where the player hasn't been given enough time to actually let himself, because Mudryk doesn't seem for me like a player that comes off the bench and can change the game. I think guys like Amad Diallo or Pelestri at United, these guys actually fit that type of mode even more so. Mudryk's the type of guy you have to let him play. You have to let him play. You have to let him start. Mudryk is never going to be developing into a player that Chelsea fans want him to be if he's just coming off the bench. Because for me, he seems the type of guy who needs time to get his rhythm. He doesn't look like a guy.
For me, though, you know what it is, Jazz, the fact that the club are now going for 2 more attackers, only for me lends credence to the idea that, this guy.
Yeah, but then at the same time, you can make
no shock that.
No. But the thing is, like, when C1 says to me, "Why is he not playing?" I just think it just comes down to that. And and I just also think if you deep it for us, we've had 3 managers while he's here. We had 3 managers while he's here.
Yeah, in 6 months.
We didn't have 3 managers.
Yeah, we did.
We had
Poch
and the Potter.
Yeah, Potter. Bruno Salter and Frank Lampard.
We had a newbie
this season, by the way. Don't forget that.
So we had a newbie.
He wasn't here when Tuchel was here, though.
We had a newbie. We had a clown of a manager, and you just mentioned one good manager.
But I'm just letting you know, though. Like, the thing is, we've had 3 managers, and all 3 of them have not played them. That's what I'm saying.
Listen to what Stephen said. Listen to what Stephen. So okay, let's say, Lampard was playing Enzo like a 6. What are we doing here, bro?
I ain't taking that serious.
My thing is if this was an Ndombele situation where he's like 25, 26, 27, around that age, you had multiple managers, not within 6 months, but throughout years, like 3 years, for example. All these 3 managers says, I don't rate you, I can't get the best out of you. Then fair enough, I heard it. Well, you name 3 managers who are currently unemployed, and this was all in a span. That was in a span of 6 months, and he just came in when he came in. So it's like I kind of get where Chelsea fans come in with the whole Mudryk slander, but then I get C1's point, to be honest, as well. Where like this again, end of the day, he is a young player. We all knew this wasn't going to be some wonder kid from, like we all knew this wasn't Vinicius Junior coming from Brazil. We knew that was Mudryk from Ukraine. From like I'll be honest. Other than Dynamo, I don't even think Dynamo Zagreb is a team in Ukraine, but it's besides the point. Like,
Russia.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, is Zagreb not Croatia?
Nah, that is what's it called? That's a different Zagreb.
It's a blue, anyways, it's a blue one.
There's a difference. Wait, there's a difference.
There's two.
Dinamo Kiev and Dinamo Zagreb. Yes.
I'm thinking it. Yeah, Kiev is Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't give a fuck.
Dinamo Kiev is Ukraine. Dinamo Zagreb is Russia. That's like we don't.
Why did I think Zagreb was? Never mind. Go on. Sorry.
Go on, Jason.
To be honest. But you see, but my point is, we have to be balanced with this Mudryk kind of discussions. Like when we actually talk about him as a player, like I'll be honest, Madueke can come back right now, and I don't even think he's gonna be. Yes, he's gonna probably be a bit more active. He looks a bit more threatening, but I don't think he's also gonna be coming in and just looking amazing. I mean, even today I told Flawless when I was in the watch along, why is Madueke playing central? This is not him.
Well, he did play him.
But that's on punch. I'll give it.
That's what I think. There's a lot. Which why I agree with C1. Second half, that's all on punch mostly.
First, before we continue, we'll hold that for Z1. Hey, there's over 60 of you lot locked in right now. Let's get up to 50 likes, people. Like check 1212. Let's hit that like button. Share across all the socials as well, and subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. People talking in the chat where Zagreb is as well, but we move. I'll Google it in a second. But
there's a reason why.
I'm surprised because normally because of football, my geography is good. Whole different conversation. Eddie, what are you telling me though, fam? You good? Before we move this on, I didn't even introduce you and ask you how you
good,
are.
bro. I was eating, so I was letting him get down. You good?
Yeah. It's all well good. Continue to get your questions in the chat, people. Members, I will style your question even if it's not to do with the current topic. Yeah, go and see one. Say what he's gonna say.
The thing is, if Nkuku was fit, I wouldn't care if Mudryk wasn't starting. But both of our attackers are out and he's still not playing. This is an issue, and he's pissing me off because we're accommodating our vice captain to play left wing, and we have a winger on the bench that we bought. And it's not like we bought it before the scouting team came in. The scouting team was there and we bought it. So what is the issue? Just play the product.
The manager.
I think also the other thing might be, and you know this too when I've said this to you too, it might be like, Chilwell defensively is not it, bro. Maybe there might be a thing of, in order to accommodate Chilwell, he's like, we need to play this formation to allow him just to do the attacking action and then not do the defensive action, if that makes sense. And then he's got at least Levi Cole, though, who's essentially playing the left back role, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and quickly, I knew I weren't tripping. Yeah, Zagreb is in Croatia. Complete side note, but go on, we move. You know what I'm saying?
Croatia.
Yeah, it's Croatia. You telling me it's Russia? You told me this fool told me it's Russia. Yo. No, this guy told me it's Russia. I've been told me with so much conviction that I was doubting myself. Yo, I was like, let me Google.
I must have thought maybe it was me. I
think I don't know why.
Hey, let this be a life lesson to people. Yeah, yo, if you want to convince people of stuff, just be have conviction with your words, innit? If you say that shit with belief and say it in a stern manner, yo, you can make believers. Ahmed had me here doubting myself, like, yo, I swear it's Croatia, but we move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, it's the reason why Poch is playing Chilwell left back I think it's just because he doesn't rate Mudryk. I'm sorry, like he's not. He's barely
he rates an inferior player. I'm not moved. I'm sorry.
No, he's not. I just don't think he doesn't have an option. He has an option because, like you said, if Nkuku was fit, if Carney literally played Carney over him, I don't think he rates him as much as like what other people think rates him. He's not. He didn't even start a preseason game. He'd rather play the Matson on the wing than play Mudryk.
Yo, can I ask a quick question? Do you guys actually have a concern with Cole playing left back?
Yes, massive.
Of course, I wanted to play centre back, bro.
For the the vast majority of the game, he was the left-sided centre back, and then he switched it when he took Chilwell off and put on, I can't remember who it was, and then you went to a back four, and then you was playing 4-3-3.
Caicedo.
Was it Caicedo he brought on?
Yeah,
whoever it was that he brought on for Chilwell. I was like, why did you say that so sadly, fam? Are you good?
Because he gave the penalty.
Bare sad face, you know. Y'all said it with a sad face, you know.
But the thing is,
Go ahead, Victor. Let Victor talk. Let Victor finish off. Yeah, go
no,
ahead.
the thing is, Cole didn't play bad at left back. It's just that he just wasn't getting the support, and then they were doubling up with him. That's the thing. Like no one's supporting him.
Kind of just it depends who's playing in front of him. But I don't know.
Go
ahead, Eddie.
This is the problem with football sometimes, right? Because it's like the amount of things that kind of shift the pendulum from one side to another is it's crazy. Like, how many times is Antonio making that? Like, seriously, we've been watching this dude how long? Yeah, he's good on the ball. It's just like 1 in a million, and then I mean, again, the third one.
You have to prove a point.
Yeah, that's it. I guess you got that
I was like, you know the 50 Cent meme where like he's talking about like what's the fuck?
You talking about Floyd Mayweather? Was it Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah, there we go. And he's saying like, oh my god, this was
that's fucking challenge.
Eddie, before we go, Eddie, all I'm saying is here.
Yeah.
Richarlison, I dare you to fill your less goals than Antonio this season. I dare you. Or I sent you to Rio de Janeiro, bro. Anyways, continue.
Oh my god,
crazy. It's crazy. He's not lying because Richarlison want to be on his soapbox, but brother, from what I saw yesterday, it's embarrassing over there, homie. It's embarrassing. Like you think, okay, no striker, you think he'd give at least something, but damn, you just out here playing Street Fighter, just kicking folks, running all over the place. Not really doing anything.
You broke up,
but to Chelsea, it's like
yo, Eddie, you're breaking up from run that back from the top.
Third goal was who was it?
Eddie, you're breaking up from.
Yo, his connection is as bad as Mason Mount and Casemiro's.
Yo, no, just.
Eddie will be back in a second, people, while he sorts that out. Let me see what else you lot are saying in the chat. Big up to Solo P1 who says, big up Flawless. I'm a Liverpool fan, but you was a soldier on Big Six Mans earlier. Yeah, it's because, like, Monts, obviously, that's family, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I go over there, that's just like seeing all my cousins and shit. 2, I know Monts' tricks, because Monts is, like, I've said it before, man, we variants of each other. The same shit he does, I do. That's why I can see a mile of we literally from the same playbook. So when he tries shit, I'm like, yeah, don't try that. Like let's not do that. But make sure you subscribe to Big Six Mans. And big up to you, Solo P1 as well. And Dennis, I'll ask this to Eddie when he comes back in regards to Darwin Ham at the LA Lakers in the upcoming NBA season, 110%, without doubt. To Dominic, who says, this Bruno and Mount midfield got me feeling like we're under Ollie again. United future ain't looking too good. Not with that midfield. That's why the Verratti links I like. Obviously, Amrabat we've been linked to pretty much the vast majority of the summer, but I just like the fact we are being linked to midfielders and plural that because we need minimum 2. We needed 3.
You guys been linked to Verratti?
Yeah, we got linked with Verratti tonight from Let Equip. Yeah.
Oh.
Got linked with Verratti tonight I'm just like, all right, cool. I'm a big fan of Verratti. He's one of my favorite midfielders. My only issue with him is just the injuries. He don't play a lot. However, to get him a loan or for a fee, I'm with it. Yeah, go on.
Verratti, his off-field things is also mad. Like,
what is the other craziness?
He's on the crazy thing off the field, like in terms of like partying and shit. Like apparently, that's also like on a regular, like that's apparently a reason why he's always getting so injured as well.
Hey man, this is what it is. I'd still run like we're in again no position to be turning down someone who can transform your midfield. That's where I'm at. Like if we had a settled team, then I'd be like, why and bring somebody who's potentially like maybe off the pitch. That's how I looked at the Neymar situation. It's the same thing.
See, this is the thing.
It's the same thing.
For me, Neymar is not as bad as Verratti. That's why I was like, I don't get when people say this about Neymar.
Yeah, no. When I say off the field, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just getting on the pitch. availability.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Like Neymar
But
just
then-
don't. That would, if United
fair,
were
to be
to,
fair.
obviously we're not going to get him, but if we were to sign him, that's my biggest issue with him is
Yeah,
getting
probably
him
only
on the
play
pitch
20
on the
games,
reg.
though.
Yeah, 20 games. I need more than that. If you
Hey,
get
to
30
be
out of
fair,
him,
like,
but go on.
you gotta also remember, like, one, he's playing Ligue 1, like, he doesn't want to play Koulibalis and that, and two, also his birthday is the birthday of his sister, so
Oh my lord.
like, it is what it is with Neymar, innit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you
you-
see with
Go on.
the midfield, like every blind man, Stevie Wonder, any man could see that midfield was not gonna work. So
Facts.
I don't know why Ten Hag actually went to spend that money, and the fact it's not even just the money. Mason Mount's one of your highest earners at your club. Am I right?
I think you know what it is. You know what, Simon? I think he was looking at Mason Mount when he was at the test, and I thought, if I can get this Mason Mount, I'm back. Bro, that the test Mason Mount is not even it hasn't been seen since what? When was the time when he was loaned there? 2019.
Like 19 or something.
All I was saying is
2018.
like that was like 4 years ago, 5 years.
Yeah, bro.
Just made a
That's the
mistake.
weird. The funniest part is he was so bad in midfield, man pushed him to the wings. Reoccurring theme.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's just that bad. Yeah, Eddie, what you saying, fam? Your connection bad now.
I hope so.
Yeah, we can hear you clear. Go on, say what you were saying about Modric.
No, it's like for me with him, I don't like him. So you feel me? Like whatever happens to him, happens to him. But if I want to be objectively speaking, it's like it's the facts of this. He's had 3 different managers, maybe one of whom is actually up to par to be coaching players on this level. So to say his development has been below average is fair. And I think if you don't at least acknowledge that, then it's kind of getting into the weeds of you having an agenda.
Exactly.
But then when you look at what he's out there doing on the pitch, it's like, brother, like I guess maybe he's just too excited, it seems like to me, but he rushes everything.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it just seems like he never puts his foot cleanly on the ball. He doesn't know how to settle himself from it. And it's hard for athletes, especially quick twitch athletes, to calm themselves down and then in a second and millisecond, honestly, go back to relying on their technique. But he got to fix up quick, though. That's the thing. Because
you know what it is,
the man, just to finish, I'm gonna let you go. The manager doesn't seem like the type for me who really has the patience for players when the ownership group has shown them he can go get him something that he actually wants. Because he wasn't there when Mudryk got picked. That wasn't one of his. So, you know, and to today's result, it's just unlucky. Like if I'm Chelsea, it's going to be a part of the growing pains of having such a young team. And for me, the Caicedo challenge, again, is one of those things where it looks like immaturity. Just being too rash in the moment, not having the composure. But it's all, I mean, that's why I think, you know, I was trying to get an understanding of what a realistic season looks like for Chelsea. And agenda driven, we're going to say, oh yeah, a Billy on the table. That means I need to see silverware, something like that. But
for me,
in actuality, just to finish up, in actuality, it's like you have a bunch of kids out there in the most competitive football league in the world with trained killers out here. And they got to learn on the daily. And it's going to be a part of the inconsistencies, I think. It's just like having, you know what it is with young players, the ups and downs. So when they find themselves, it'll be dope for everybody else. But I mean, not for us, of course, but of course for the Chelsea fans, I think it'll come together. But again, like you said, Nkunku isn't there. So it's kind of hard to say what it is for right now.
Yeah.
A large up Lewis for the raid as well. And here's the man himself. Yes, family. What are you saying, man? You good?
Yeah. Very therapeutic 4 hours. That stream was fucking mental.
Stream for 4 hours?
What the hell?
When I say everything happened on that stream, chaos.
Right, what does that?
Did Johnny take his gun out again?
Crazy.
Nah, just bare beef and just argue, but we have to win on Friday. We have to win.
Typical carefree Louis G live stream. Yes, I'm guessing what it is. Yeah, normal man. That's normal. It's WWE
You should
over
just
there,
call
man.
it
Attitude
Welcome to
era.
Fight Club. That's
Yeah,
all
man.
you need to
It's
do. Just call it
WWE
Welcome to
Attitude
Fight
era,
Club,
man.
dog.
24/7 hardcore title, TLC matches, the whole nine. You lot are just missing the women. You got everything.
Random strays and everything.
Yeah, man.
You can just be sitting there minding your business, you'll get caught in the crossfire.
Yeah. You know what it is, Eddie? Yeah? You know, Eddie, you made a point about like him being too fast and everything. You know the volley that was offside that he, or I should say, I can't even say volley because it's an attempted volley. I'll probably be more than the right thing to say.
Don't do that. It wasn't an attempted volley. He connected. It just didn't go in the direction he wanted it to go.
I don't know how you
made
can
the
hit
volley.
something and it goes
Bro,
back.
I've had to
I can't lie. I've done that shit before, but then again, I'm not a Premier League footballer.
You're not a professional footballer.
I've done that though. You're saying
Bro, this one I'm saying. I'm scared that I'm getting booked, man.
Bro, you're not football.
I'm not a professional footballer. That's why I put it that I'm nowhere near a professional footballer. Nowhere near.
When you look at it in slow motion, he actually had a lot of time. He even has a gap
he
to
did.
put that through. Yeah? It was just that he was running so fast. He was so fast, literally. No time to literally like just slow down, chill out, and just
because if he connects with that goes in because the keeper was flat footed.
Exactly. So it's just, man. It's just that's what I'm saying to you. There's a lot of these things like with Madrid, bro.
Eddie, you see when you said for that realistic position, I still feel like we're still, even though we haven't won a game yet, I still think we're capable of finishing third because the other teams are real. I'm not, bar City and maybe Arsenal, I'm not scared of every other team around us. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I feel that.
Everyone's just
I
different.
think everybody should have a certain sense of belief in their team because, to me, it looks like it's City. And then there's like this deep ass canyon void between them and everybody else. And so it's going to be a mid-off. Like, yeah, y'all are all right. Y'all look good in certain areas, but you have these glaring deficiencies. Like if we go through Newcastle, I think, they look decent. They look like a complete squad. And I think, the Brighton thing, I just don't think their players are good enough. Yeah, they'll look nice. They'll put out good performances, but sometimes it just comes down to like who you actually have out there on the pitch. So, yeah, I'm with you. I wouldn't be shocked if y'all got third.
And big up to everyone who did join over from the raid as well. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. Like check 1212. Let's bump up those likes. Please continue to share this across the socials and subscribe. There's now over 200 of you lot in the building. Only at 51 likes. Let's get that up to 100 likes, people. Let's get that up to 100 likes. Like this conversion rate is not it. I've made all the conversion rate jokes. It's pick a Manchester United player and insert them in that joke. So yeah, let's bump up the likes, people.
Better conversion rate than Casemiro.
I respect Casemiro.
Hilarious.
How about the Casemiro Defense League? That's 5 times. 5-time UCL winner. You relax over there.
Relax. You know what, Eddie? His 5-time UCL.
You know what I do understand though more than anything now? Basuma definitely had posters of Pogba in the crib. What you know what? Now you want to carry the man? You joking.
Hey, Eddie, you know what? I don't care. Bro, if he has post of Pogba, I don't care. If he plays like him, it's a win for me. I don't care.
Nah, he ain't never gonna play like him. He carried the ball like him, though. I give him his credit.
He's a baller. He's a quality.
I give him his credit.
Hey, Eddie. I told you, man. You missed Anthony Henry from. If you had Anthony on the left wing, we'd have a completely different game.
But you know what, Lewis, we'll go to you because you was there, so I know you've just spoke on it for 4 hours. But there might be some people here who don't know your thoughts on the actual game overall. Because all jokes aside, even though you lost the game for large parts, you played well, kept the ball well, kept it moving. It was just
West Ham strikes again, dog. West Ham strikes again.
This is a shit second half in a shit ground. By the way, fuck West Ham, fuck the London Stadium. How has it taken an hour to get from the London Stadium to Westfield? Shit logistics, shit everything. But in terms of the game, could have killed off in the first half, but typical Chelsea, cross to nobody in the box. Enzo's penalty is what it is. There was no standard penalty taken on the pitch. I'm not going to cry about who took it. It was meant to be Enzo's a vice penalty taker. He took it, he missed your move. Tactically, we just, second half, killed ourselves. That Carney substitution for Mudryk fucked the balance. It fucked the playing out the back, and Mudryk just being shit in general just amplified everything. Individual mistakes everywhere. I think the team just looks inexperienced as fuck, to be honest. It's just like everyone just got slapped back to reality after the Liverpool game. But it's necessary. This is why I've been saying, don't talk to me about no title race. I want top 4. I want the domestics, and I'm not looking at anything else. No one tell me you must or any of this bollocks, because we cannot. It's a top 4 race and nothing more. Everybody switched off. Sterling was the best out of a bad bunch. Fair play to him, because he usually won. I thought Gusto. And yeah, that's just inexperience to me. I'm not stressed. I'm not depressed about the game. It's annoying that we've lost. It's annoying we've lost another London derby. It's annoying that we've gone to West Ham and lost. This is an easy run of games that we should be trying to capitalize on, but we were going to have these sorts of setbacks. This is Poch's first month with a bunch of players that haven't played his system and a bunch of players that haven't played in the Premier League. We need time. He will get time. We need better results. We need better game management as well, because that wasn't good enough from him. But I'm not stressing. I'm really not stressing. We've got favourable games coming up. I don't think the team is as bad as we looked in the second half. It's just we couldn't break down a low block to save our lives. That's the only real concerning part, because I heard that was Poch's main weakness before joining us, low blocks. When West Ham got the lead, they sat deep and we just passed the ball sideways to backwards like it was Lampard ball, Tuchel ball, and Sarri ball all combined into one. That concerns me. Again, it's a month into the season. I just need to see better against Luton, and we have to.
You lot beat Luton.
Lewis, but wouldn't you say the reason why we're struggling to break down the low block because Carney had to come off? Because before that, we were getting chances. That's
where I think everything fell off. Not the Enzo miss. It was Carney off and Mudryk on. This is why was Santos even on the bench? You should have been the one right.
He was in the stadium.
Because that don't make any sense to me. He should have come in immediately afterwards, and then we probably retain the balance. Maybe even Oguchukwu comes in. Mudryk, you bring on a winger for a midfielder. That doesn't make sense.
But, you know what it is? I think he wanted, and not that I think Mudryk can actually do the role. I think he just wanted somebody that can work in the certain pockets that Chukwuemeka was trying to work yesterday, I would say. So Andre Santos can't do it, and Nkunku is not there, so you didn't have really a player who could have actually played there. So he was trying to test it out with Mudryk, and as you saw today, it didn't work out. I would say.
Why wasn't there Santos? I don't understand that, because in a situation like this, he would have been perfect to come in and restore balance to the team. I get with Mudryk. Mudryk came on, he was fucking shit, but Alex made a very fair point where it's like we didn't use him the same way we used Chilwell on the left side, and Chilwell is just a fucking liability. I'm getting sick to death of this guy. Defensively, he is useless. His fundamentals are not there. He's only good going forward. You can only use him as a left winger, and that's about it. Rather play Mudryk there, because both times when I see Chilwell play as a left mid, we use him as an outlet and we get the ball into him in space. When it's Mudryk that comes on, he comes in when it's cramped and there's barely any room for him to move around. So we're pushing him back so he can play Chilwell as a left mid, and all he is a liability defensively, and on the ball he's not good enough. He's only good for a cross or 1-2s, and maybe the odd shot now and then. But other than the Liverpool game, you don't really get into goal scoring positions.
Can I ask you a question, Lewis? But I've said this to everyone here before. Do you not think though the reason he's playing Chilwell over at left wing is because he may not be rating Mudryk to play in that position? It might just literally be coming down to that. But I understand the school of thought that, because of Chilwell's defensively just basically arse cheeks, that he's probably forced himself to put Chilwell in that left wing position and have Cole essentially as this pseudo left back essentially. I can understand that, but there may be another thing.
Chilwell's knackered, man.
All right, so is there
He ain't even knackered. He just ain't it. I'm a be real with you.
So with the new manager and all that, are there any players that you guys are just done with? Like all of you guys, all you Chelsea fans are just done with. You don't think they deserve to have any kind of
Seems Chilwell.
reclamation.
A common name.
Chilwell.
Chilwell on very, very thin ice with me. Like it's a matter of games before
bro.
You
see,
Cucurella's another one for me, man.
Let that been Cucurella that had that game. Let that been my entire problem with Chilwell the entire time. It's not the same energy for Cucurella, who had the same off-the-field issues that Chilwell had the entirety of last season. No one talks about his home invasion. No one talks about his fucking tonsillitis and him losing 5 kilos of weight or something like that. Another off-the-field issue that isn't even being reported because it's apparently that deep. Various injuries throughout the season. But he gets booed off after every bad performance while Chilwell gets mollycoddled. They're both liabilities.
Yeah, bro, for me.
Both issues. Chilwell don't know. No. It's not his fault. He had an ACL injury. Everyone just blinds themselves because of 2021 tax and because he's good in the back five. You don't play back five. We only play back five out of possession. And when we're out of possession, we're defending. And when we're defending, I don't want Chilwell because he's not good enough.
Chill, man.
And Lewis, it's also because he's what? Actually, let me not say that. Yeah, the game. Yeah, Chilwell needs to go.
Before you go, just quickly hold that for. Just go because I know a lot of people talking. Lamo, you saying you good? Just getting me.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, calm, man. Always got to introduce and say, you know what I'm saying, hello to everybody. Go on, Prime. The floor is yours. And big up to you as well, Prime. Go on.
I mean, you didn't give me that introduction, but okay.
Man, go on, Prime. Don't kill your Prime, man. Get my violin out real quick. Go on, man.
I'm joking. Was it C1 who said that when Chuamaka came off, something like that's when we stopped looking creative? Like that's not an excuse you can use against 10-man West Ham.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying that was
C1
one
just
of the
quickly
reasons.
before you go. C1, sorry again.
Yeah, go on,
no,
sorry,
anybody in the chat is not broken. I'm starring the questions from the members. I will get to it. So to make sure your question, like I said, that's part of the Q&A. So if you're a member, then I will start your question. I will get to it. Of course, if you super chat, I will get to it as well. If you ask a really good question, I will start it and get to it. But there's a lot of panelists on, as you can see, and everybody has plenty to say, considering what just happened with West Ham and Chelsea. Go on,
Prime,
C1.
go on. I love it. We don't got to talk about United.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I've been what Lewis just said about Mudryk. I've been saying that even last season. Play Mudryk on, like, if we're going to do this weird back 3/back 4, back 5 thing, where Cole's essentially like a left back, then Mudryk should play as that left wing back or left winger. If you're going to give that guy all that space and freedom, and Chilwell clearly can't do that, I think Mudryk will be best placed playing in that role. It suits him perfectly. It actually plays to his strengths, but apparently we're not really doing that. I think Sterling played very well. I think he had I'm not going to say brilliant game. He didn't score. He had a very good game. But then when Madueke came on, Madueke was playing closer to goal with Jackson, and Sterling was still playing out on that right-hand side. That didn't make sense to me. Because if you're trying to get a goal and you're just flooding it with attackers, you might as well put Sterling closer to goal, because in theory anyway, you can trust him to get a goal if he gets a chance based on what he's done in previous seasons. And then you bring Burstow on, an academy kid, and there's no real shape to anything that we're doing. I don't know.
I think the second half tactically we're all over the place. Like, I don't know what we were trying to do. Then when we got the 10 men, we just started hoofing balls into the box. Like
I didn't get that.
Didn't make use of it.
With no aerial target either.
Jackson was the only one. Jackson was the only one fighting for the ball in the air. Everyone else, bro.
And he's not an aerial threat either.
Exactly.
I said this on Ahmed's channel. Like when we play pro clubs and the opposition get a man sent off and flawless, what is it you always say?
Move the ball around. Don't force it. Play the ball from side to side. And
Not even just that. You tell Surfer to stay wide and get chalk on the boots and then make use of the space. Yeah. We didn't do any of that. We panicked. And I don't know. It was just a mess.
Yeah,
Enzo taking the penalty. like unless you have a penalty specialist in your team, which I don't think we have, I think one of your forwards should be taking your pen.
Agreed with
every time.
And if Sterling takes, for example, he scores, I think that's 2-1 at that point. I think things like relax and calm down, and then maybe we score another, but if not, we just see the game out.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't happen, which resulted in West Ham getting their second. And
he has
apart, especially with the red card. We should have been able to take advantage them being a man down, but that's kind of the thing I keep saying of we don't have goals in this team, and if it's a thing of we can nick a goal and sit on our laurels and we could see the game out with our defense and midfield, fine. But we can't do that all the time. We need to start scoring goals.
And Pran, you know what pissed me off the most in the second half here? In the first half here, our centre-backs were breaking the lines easy because Carney was showing for the ball and he can keep the ball. We had no one that was able to show for the ball in central areas. So every time the centre-backs tried to make an adventurous pass, they either lost it or it went out wide and they literally just double-teamed Sterling. Even though Sterling was getting past his fullback today, but like, he made us predictable, innit? Then the fact that, we used Mudryk wrongly today, it didn't help him either. Because as much as he played shit, why are we playing in central areas? Everyone knows this guy can't play under pressure. Just play him on the touchline. And as Florida says, get chalk on your boots. He's playing against Koufal. This guy is slow. Yeah, man.
I agree, but I think that's why that...
Because it shouldn't...
Yeah, go on, Alan. Go on, Alan.
No, I was going to say that's why that sub was like a breaking point in the match, because we basically lost a role on the pitch, because like that spot that Carney's playing in is Nkunku's spot, who we don't have. So then Carney can come in, at least like keep the ball ticking and do the role to a slight degree. And we saw a moment of brilliance today from him that you would hope from Nkunku at a higher rate, but at least he could moderately fill the role. Now, when he goes down as well, there's just nobody who fulfills that role in the squad. So like, it feels like Poch kind of just like, fuck it, let's just do something, which like, it kind of surprised me because I don't think that that's the right approach, but like, obviously Mudryk isn't going to be able to do that role at all. And it's only going to be bad for him and the team, obviously trying to win. So it's like I agree with what C1 is saying about the passing from the center backs, because when Mudryk got in the game, that's when I think their passing started to get shaky as a whole, right? Like it felt really simple in the first half when we had the ball. It was easy to keep hold of it. It was easy to keep it ticking. And then now all of a sudden Mudryk gets on the pitch and it's difficult for everybody because that role just doesn't exist anymore in our team. And I'm looking at the bench and I'm looking for the different alternatives that could have happened. Maybe you play Maatsen instead. I don't really know who else was there. Maybe you think about playing Sterling centrally and putting Noni out wide. I'm not sure, but that was the problem is when Carney got hurt, a vital role in our team just disappeared all of a sudden. And we just had no way of playing. We just started improvising from there. I think when he put Caicedo on for Chilwell and went 4-3-3, I think that was purely just an improvisation. Like, I don't think that was thought through or really like practiced, like it didn't look like that set of players knew what they were doing. Now all of a sudden Gallagher, who was playing pretty deep, is now pushing forward. Now Gallagher is in that same part of the area where like Chukwuemeka would be or Nkunku would be, also similarly not being able to fulfill that role. Like that's ultimately why like there are definitely things I'm disappointed about, but I just like I'm not as distraught as a lot of people about this game. I just look at it like this is what happens when you have an incomplete squad. And then aside from an incomplete squad, even like the strengths of the team are fairly young. So in normal situations, I'd look at that second half and I'd be like, you're supposed to do better with that, right? And you are. But bro, at the end of the day, a lot of the players, like their lack of experience showed. The lack of cohesion in terms of the 11 players on the pitch for us, it showed. Like just the things that we can't buy in the way of like chemistry and age and experience. These things you just can't buy based on where we're at. They're showing, right? So it's kind of like I look at it like this is just shit that has to happen. You have to get through it. You have to get past it. Players have to get experience. Players have to get used to facing these different kind of unpredictable circumstances, and that's how you get through to the other side. Like obviously we need attackers because we've always needed attackers, but there doesn't there comes a point where it's got to stop being, yo, let's just throw money at the solution. Bought young players for a reason. There's no point in having them and not playing them, right? And they just have to go through it. Like Caldwell, I'm sure knows that Antonio's pretty strong, but I think he like felt it for the first time today. That's got to happen. Right? He can't.
Lava.
No, this is lava nonsense.
My apologies. My apologies.
Yeah.
These motherfucking hilarious. Hey, hit the subscribe button as well, you lot, before alarm continues. There's over 240 of you lot in the building. We're at 7,742. Someone just subscribed. It was 741. 8 more subscribers. Get us to 7,750. I'm only asking for 8 subscribers, and there's over 240 of you lot in the building. Clearly here enjoying the content. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Bump up the likes as well, because we still not at 100 likes. What kind of shit is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, get us up to 100 likes. Carry on, Alam.
Actually, sorry, Alam. Can I just ask you? Why do you think this, the way the game went and fell apart, why do you think it's due to naivety and inexperience? Do you not think it's down to the manager not having or not implementing a plan B and using certain players incorrectly?
Because what you said there, the manager not having a plan or not having a good plan, right? The byproduct, like the result of that was the players essentially having to figure it out themselves, because that's what it looked like, at least in the last 30 minutes to me, right? Like, I don't think the tactical instruction was, hey, put crosses in for the guys that don't win headers. Like, I think that was just guys, like players were left to figure it out themselves is what I saw, because I just dealt that was the instruction, and they didn't, like that's
Prime. I think one of the reasons why we struggled in the second half is not only due to one substitution, because I don't believe it's only one thing, but one of the main reasons why I think is because I think Enzo missing that penalty mentality-wise, it probably hit the squad, didn't it? Because for me, Enzo shouldn't be missing that penalty, I'll be honest, because he didn't even make the keeper work. He didn't make the keeper work. That's the worst part.
But when you if you're going to say that's going to affect young players, fine. But isn't that then on the manager to raise the spirits up and to
of course,
to have a plan B? Because we can't say like Chuameka coming off and not having I guess another quote unquote creator is why things fell apart at the end and we lost 3-1 like that, especially against a team that had 10 men.
I feel like
I think it's a part of it, though. I think it's a part of it.
It can't be removed from it either, right? Like, there's probably a middle ground, but it can't be treated like that's nothing either.
Yeah, Alam, I think also one of the reasons why was because our defense in the second half were absolutely abysmal. All of them bar Gusto. I don't know what they were doing for the second goal. Thiago Silva going out of position, the Sassy and Connor miscommunication, and Cole gets spun like a bad bee in West District. Like, it's mad, fam.
Jeez Louise, mate.
It's like you gotta shake ass like 60 ratting.
Hey, that's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
You just gotta take with the growing pains.
Oh, I got spun like a mixed race gal. Man.
Y'all were That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Bypass that camera.
That's crazy.
Another just classic. Another just classic. Another just classic.
Hey, all I'm saying is he's in the deli and talk.
Oh, whatever.
Go on, Eddie. Carry on, Eddie.
Yeah. Y'all were playing against grown-ass men. Like, Okabona is old enough to be some of their daddies, bro. Like, that's what it is. Like, hey, y'all think I'm playing? Okay, y'all want to go on the birth certificate, quote unquote birth certificate. Cool. Y'all can do that. I'm not. I know my man's pushing about 45 on a good day. Them bones old as hell. But he was out there. Antonio was out there. For now, like all these dudes that got experience from that team from last year. So, and like you said, y'all got kids, man. Y'all daycare FC. It's not beyond the realm of possibility that I feel a match like today would happen because first off, it's the beginning of the season. Everybody got that confidence. Everybody playing out of their skin because they're just happy to be back playing. Give it some time. I don't think you can really put it on Potts not being able to adapt, because how is he supposed to? Adaptation comes with experience and years of seeing how something works itself out. Y'all just came together. Y'all just started playing together, and the people who you rely upon, literally who are going to, or you're going to rely upon, just got on the airplane and suited up for the first time today.
Whoa.
Sorry, I'm glad you didn't say that on stream. Go on, carry on.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, it's in the private chat for a minute. Thankfully, it's in the private chat. Thankfully. Go on, carry on.
Wait, that's meant to be a slander name.
That's crazy.
Oh my
That's crazy.
That's not.
I don't know if it's slander or not. I don't know the context. I don't want to know the context if it's favor or slander. I'm just gonna bypass it. I'm saying I'm act like I'm in the vehicle on the safari and just let the animals be the animals and keep my arms and legs inside the vehicle. That's what I'm doing.
I'm looking from inside the car. I'm looking from inside the car.
Just nope. We ain't even doing all you're saying. Nope. We ain't saying nothing. Time out. That's what you need. You need a time out. Carry on. Yeah, I'm saying he needs a time out.
Bypass it like Onana.
He is, man. Like he needs a time out. But go on, carry on.
No, I'm lost. I have lost my composure.
You were talking about adapting.
Yeah, Poch can't implement a plan B or plan C because he's barely implemented plan A. Like all these players have just showed up. Yeah, so I'll give him a bit of grace with this one and just chalk it up to it being the first game of the season. Y'all don't have our problem. Our problems are we just need to get rid of everybody. Period. You guys have the basis of something, but when, again, you rely upon kids, you can't be thinking that every performance you put out there is going to be what you expect.
Eddie, you're right. Yeah. That's probably why he wants more. He keeps screaming like he wants more experience in the sport.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. Yeah.
You can say, oh, we got Thiago, but hey, brother, y'all speak Portuguese?
No, and plus he's geriatric as well. So.
I mean, don't disrespect the brother. You tripping out here.
Well, how is that disrespectful?
You called him a geriatric.
And just to ABJ, who says no more podcasts. What do you mean in this sense? Yes, we are on all audio platforms. Side note, he says love listening on the go. Life's busy. Big up to you. And yeah, let me get Dennis. I forgot about this. Switching sports. Question to Eddie: how much pressure is on Darvin Ham going into the next up and coming NBA season?
He got to get back to the conference finals, and he's the coach of the Lakers, so there's always pressure. Like, unless we're blatantly trying to be a terrible team, if you don't get to the conference finals, or actually, if you don't win it, it's like, what are you doing here? That's it. I mean, but it is what it is, man. I'm excited for the season. I like our chances, but it's shit. You still got to go out there and get it done. So we'll see.
Well, that's fair. You know what I'm saying? That's fair enough. Large up everyone that is tapped in. Still over 240 of you lot in the building. Let's bump up the likes because we're still short of 100 likes. Only at 84 likes. Hit the subscribe button as well. Get us to 7,750 as well. Continue to get your questions in. Also, members, obviously I will style your questions and get to the better ones as well. And just saying, I wanted to bring up that I was hearing about as well in regards to, I was on Saeed's channel, and Eddie, we do want to get your thoughts on this, because we're saying that Manchester, and this is why I call it a myth, you know, this stat about big chances created, because it stated that Manchester United in our opening 2 games have created 6 big chances. I was like, where? Where's the 6?
The Casemiro header.
That's, again, to me, I don't class that as a big chance. That's just
I thought he was offsides on that one.
He was onside, but I don't look at that and go, Casemiro should score.
No, I think for me,
go on.
Like, I'd say the Anthony off the post.
I don't even class that as a big chance.
So see, that's the thing. We don't even know what we're classifying as
they
big.
Class that. You're right. You're spot on. So it was the goal that Varane scored, the 2 Rashford had, the one against Spurs, the one against Wolves, where I thought the Wolves one is tough. The Spurs one, he should have done better. The Anthony chance, the Casemiro header, and there's one more. I don't class them as big chances. But whoever's created those will get big chances.
I wouldn't say 6. I would say, like, I can remember the Bruno miss. So I'd say like
Bruno
4.
misses the 6. Yeah.
I can say like 4.
I say the Varane chance that he scored, the Rashford one, that's it to me. they're the only 3 chances we created in these opening 2 games where I go, you should have scored.
But again,
Go on.
we're out here. What's it? Retirement home FC out here shooting blanks. It is what it is.
But hey, you know what's even crazier than that though, Eddie? Everyone told us all about this creativity, and if you tally it up and say, all right, we have, say we did create the 6 big chances. Say it was 6. Say it was 6 big chances. That means we created a big chance once every half an hour.
It's okay, bro. It's okay. Where we got Holland coming in. We got Holland coming in, bro. Pause. So you feel me? I'm supposed to, back the manager. Like, yo, dark days ahead.
No, Eddie, don't back the manager. You back him blindly. That's what you're supposed to do. You can back the manager, but it has to be blindly. You can back him, but as soon as you question him, you're wrong.
And it's like treat it like politics.
People want to talk about. They always want to talk about somebody not named Rashford or Bruno.
Talk about it, fam. Flow's yours.
Like people. It's funny that the rest of at least everybody else sees it. That's why I can have conversations a lot of times with fans of other football clubs about my club before I can have it with a fan of ours, because I'll get placed into is a Luke Shaw world class conversation. This is proven, people. We've had, I don't know how many years in a row we've had this conversation. People saying Charberto Carlos, people asking, is he world class? And then you see how he left his teammate out to dry on the first goal.
He did left he left Garnacho out on an island. He did.
And they get mad at me when I say he can't make runs end line to end line and still have the energy to be effective.
Yeah, because he can't. Look at how pre-pause how he's built. Look at him. Look at his body shape.
No. He's in peak condition. He's in peak condition. That's what somebody told me.
He built like Reece James. That's why Reece James keeps breaking down, going in his prime on his way. But that's why.
But hey man, Anthony and what's the brother's name? The cheetah out there, Alphonso Davies. He got to put some weight on him, bro. He's not built like a world class center back like that, bro.
Hey, it's outrageous.
What's Snoop Dogg over there in Anfield? You got to go put some weight on your bones, G. You're not cut out for this left back, right back situation.
Wait, who's Snoop Dogg?
What's his face? Trent.
This guy called him Snoop.
Yeah, man. He found Selassie and all them, man. He with the people now. Shout out to my dog Ja Rastafari, but you feel me? He out there doing a little bit too much with that hair. But
hey, he's got his braids, man. Apparently he's back.
Oh, he's back.
Apparently.
Okay.
Apparently.
Hey, big up to Neil as well for the super chat. He says 1 billion spent, 10 men. Hold that, you'll never walk alone. So he's
that's tough. The vultures are out. The vultures are circling.
Oh my guys. What Lavia in the midfield? Why'd you get a proper 6 then?
Hey, bro, it's Dockery. Is that how you say his name?
Oh, Decore.
There you go. Yeah, man, that's the future, right?
Yeah, that's the future, man.
How far they've fallen.
Do you know what's funny, Eddie? They wish their owners spent $1 billion. That's
I don't know why
that's the worst. And they make it seem like, we do it. That's the worst part about them. We do it the right way. Now y'all just broke,
bro. NYFY, that is a pause, bro. Lava fed up.
Yeah, we just gonna keep it stepping. You know what I'm saying? But Neil, big up for the super chat, much appreciated as well. Let's see what else you lot saying as well. And ain't much questions. You lot just debating between yourselves and some making statements.
What they talking about?
Get your questions in. Most are arguing with themselves, and then some people making statements and other stuff. Nothing like I can bring up and say, all right, let's start a conversation off of this, which I don't mind. Like, it's good to see the chat so active. Large up all of you lot as well. And to Trini Red Devil, he says flawless. Obviously, if you spot anything, Eddie, let me know. Flawless. Yeah. Where was Mount's defensive position against Spurs? Like, hey. But they told me that he runs around, so he's an improvement on Eriksen. That's just saying. That's what I was told. I was having on Big Six Bants, and when Muntz made the point of like, oh well, Eriksen doesn't offer anything defensively either, and I said, just because you don't run around and make tackles and track runners, don't mean you don't offer anything defensively. Because if you're just in a position cutting passing lanes, guess what? You're adding defensive. If you're just a body in there, even if you get bypassed every single time, you're still doing more. Bruno and Mount are the same player. They empty the midfield. Therefore, leaving Casemiro or whoever that 6 is there by themselves. So that's why we look worse, because the balance is off. Like, even if you go get all the best attacking, get the 3 best attacking midfielders in Europe, whoever you think they are, and put them in the midfield, is not going to work because you need a balance. Same way if you go and get the 3 best DMs, like straight 6s, and put them all in the midfield, it's not going to work. You need a balance. Football is a team game. That's what it's all about. But people just look at names too much and look at one attribute, or he runs around more. So he's gonna be more effective. Like what else does he do?
There's like one or two moments I can say where I seen him actually play. Not saying that he made an effect, but I saw him actually in play. For the most part, he did absolutely nothing. And the problem with him doing nothing is it gives Bruno the ability to do absolutely everything that hurts the team. It's going to sound crazy, but you know what Bruno needs in the midfield? He needs, like, you know how the parents have that leash for their kid?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
he
like
needs
Reigns.
that. Yeah,
Like
he
Reigns.
needs, like, the harness. He needs that from his partner in midfield. Like, when he is able to do whatever he wants, it might look like he's doing something, but he's actually doing nothing. What's that saying? Don't confuse hard work with like effective work, or you actually doing something.
That's fine.
You think what I'm saying? Like, you could be working hard, but it could amount to nothing.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, that's what Bruno's out here doing. He's just doing whatever he wants, trying things. And sometimes, like that pass through to Rashford where he missed the header, it works. But then you have the back half of that game where he's just giving all the Tottenham fans souvenirs. It's either or. It's disgusting, bro.
Would you not say he was your best outfield player?
No, I don't want to give anybody the notion that they played well yesterday.
Bruno, in the first half.
I will not say anybody was our best player yesterday because they don't even deserve that kind of recognition.
I felt Pete for Onana yesterday, though.
Onana, okay, yeah, no, that's the only one.
He was the
Onana.
best outfield player.
Yeah,
Onana. I mean, yeah, Onana. That's actually
you see that pass he put into Garnacho? That's the best outfield player.
Hey, that crossfield pass that had me. I was like, whoo.
He's our best midfielder. Onana's our best midfielder. Yesterday, he was our best center back, best attacker. Yeah, that's what I'll give credit to Onana.
For sure. And so the thing about Mount, right? Eddie made the point about hard work versus effective work. The reality is Mount should actually probably run less, right? Because a lot of his running is getting back into position because he's out of it, right? Like, that's the funny thing about his running stats is they're so good because he's always having to recover. Like that one clip that kept going around after the Wolves match of him sprinting back to get back in position. He had to do that because he was so far out of position in the first place. Like, that's the hilarious thing about that particular stat and the way people talk about it. Like, running is not just automatically a good thing. Sometimes you should have to not run that much because you were there.
I swear he lost the ball in that clip.
Imagine getting credit for running after making a mistake.
Yo, Eddie, even worse. Imagine getting credit for running as a professional athlete.
But you know what, man? All I will say
before you go, Ahmed, let's put that into perspective. We are praising a professional athlete for running. That's like praising somebody who works at McDonald's for flipping a burger.
Nah, that's like praising them for washing their hands, bro. Like, it's way more elementary.
It's like going into Foot Locker and praising the people who work there for going to get your size from the back. You know what I'm saying? Going to get what shoes you asked for. Hanging up clothes on the rack. Like, this is where we're at, is that we are praising players for running. And ironically,
like praising a human being for brushing their teeth.
Yeah, like, ironically, if we fast forward this to any time last season, me and Eddie having this conversation, I could be talking about Bruno. Because that's what he got praised for.
Bruno's more effective than him, though.
Well, don't get mistaken. Bruno's the better version, but they're both trash versions. But yeah, go on, Ahmed.
What I will say about Mount is that, all this running and like running back and to get to this and all this stuff, bro, eventually it's going to take its toll on your body, big man. Eventually you're not going to be able to make all those runs. You know what I'm saying? Sooner rather than later. So, hey, man, that's what I'm going to say. Just learn to get some better positioning, spatial awareness, and he'll be all right. But he doesn't have that. So.
But I don't know how Ten Hag can go from Frankie de Jong to Mason Mount.
Brother,
I don't understand.
Brother, let me tell you something. I said it on Friday. He's been possessed. He's been possessed. it's the only thing I can like. It's the only thing I can conjure up to understand how philosophically he could make such a drastic shift in what he does. It's scary, bro. It is legit scaring me how he can just go from these technically adept players who actually have some kind of work rate about them to a player like Mason Mount, some of the other low-level players that we were talking about having come in. I don't know, man. I think maybe it's just, the building got mold in it and it messed up his head or something like that. But yeah,
Eddie, can I ask you a question quickly, bro? I'll ask you a question because
mess up his head.
Yeah, because what's his name? Shout out to Nuruddin, he's on he was
big up the OG Nuruddin, man.
He was making the point that Ten Hag looks like he's kind of like shattered, like mentally shattered and that stuff. Do you think that do you think that's like the case? Because that's the point that he was one of the points that he was making, that he doesn't look like himself anymore.
No, it's still him. Is he mentally tired? Yes, because you are Manchester United manager. It's a very mentally taxing job. You don't. That's all managers, but in particular, Manchester United manager. So him, I don't think he would have been unaware because he's under pressure at Ajax. Obviously, it's not the same as being at Manchester United. But I know Eddie will give his thoughts. But legit, that's what it is in regards to you're at Manchester United. But I think people are looking to, because if Bruno scores that header, we're not talking about him looking tired. Bruno scores that header and we win that game 1-2-0, which if he scores, I think we will because we were the better side at that point. We're not having that conversation. Same way if we look better against Wolves. That's the whole flip side of it. If we had played well, the way I see everybody overreacting now to 2 games, if we had won them 2 games and played very well, it would have been on the flip side. Or we can challenge. We can win the league. We can win the Champions League, this, that, and the third. People are way too reactionary. It's 2 games. I'm not saying they're not bad because they're not bad. Not saying there's not alarm bells. But to go from the start of the season, let's see how this goes, to Ten Hag out after 180 minutes is crazy. But it's not a surprise. People leave with their emotions.
It's like one of the things,
Go on, Eddie. I know we asked you, but I just have to get off.
No. Yeah, because I'm saying here we call out the problems every day.
Yeah.
So that's why when we say what we say, it's what took y'all so long. And why, not necessarily what took y'all so long, but why the drastic change? And some people, again, have a certain line that they don't tolerate certain stuff with, and they make that decision. That's on them. But I understand, it's his second game, and you're playing Nottingham Forest this upcoming week. You have a whole week to change.
You want to go first?
Yeah, we play Forest.
Yeah, we got Forest. So it's you have a whole week to change it up and find something. But again, if he wants to go 3 in a row of the same foolishness, I'm not gonna step in front and be like, if you're Ten Hag out, what's wrong with you? I'm gonna be like, well, I don't got any defense, but it's kind of crazy that you went from just saying we're gonna win the league to Ten Hag out.
That's it, fam. It's not the Ten Hag out, which is nuts after 2 games. Because what you're saying, if we would have won these 2 games very well, that it's Ten Hag's the savior, build a statue of him outside the stadium. If we had won, it would have been 3-0. If we would have won 3-0 and 5-0, for example, in those 2 games, it's legit 2 matches. And like you said, going from we're gonna do this, that, and the third, and play so well in the new signings to 180 minutes and 2 weeks later, the manager out. I just think that's crazy. But again, it doesn't surprise me. I think it's very irrational.
It's definitely irrational because there's no after it's not a large enough sample size to be changing your mind. I know some people who are after the CR7 situation, it's Ten Hag out.
I think that's a part actually.
Yeah, and just quickly to NYFY says I seen plenty of Ten Hag out already though, bro. Not surprised. My fan base don't shock me. Before this, I spoke to a lot of Manchester United fans and I know a lot of Manchester United fans. Now I know a lot more Manchester United fans. And I see the craziness. This is why I don't pay it no mind. Why am I the guy who's always saying, fuck what the fans think? Say it all the time. People say, what about the fans? Fuck the fans. Including myself, forget about us. If everybody at that football club does their jobs, we will be happy. We start winning football matches and winning trophies, guess what? Everybody shuts up. So fuck whatever. I'm glad fans are not involved. Because like I said, if fans was involved at Manchester United, we'd be in League 2. We'd be in League 2, instant, on the verge of bankruptcy. Not Chapter 7, Chapter 11, the one where they take everything. Not the fake bankruptcy. 110. So that's why I'm not with it. So when you say I see plenty of Ten Hag, because fans are very emotional and irrational. That's why. Same way fans, some of them same fans who were Ten Hag out backed Ollie after we got packed by Liverpool on our
That's
home
the
pitch.
thing.
Make that make sense.
That's
Make that
the
make
thing.
sense. Right. That's why I don't pay it no mind or pay it no attention into terms what the fans think, because I'm rational. As much as I love my football club, I separate my emotions. Yeah, go on.
They have no kind of principles that they stick to. It's just like, oh, everybody's saying this. Yes. I want to say this too.
Yeah.
Like we are the most. We're
the
most like. I mean, I might as well say it. We're like one of the dumbest fan bases around there, but it's because it's like when you're spoiled, you really don't understand reality a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
A large part of them really honestly don't.
What?
Like, we can't operate like we did in 2008 and all that in the class in 92 and all that stuff because we're like, yeah, the academy, woo this and all that. Like, yo, it's cool if you get one or two who can come to the academy and be special on your team, or just not even special, just good enough to be there. But if you're a club the size of Manchester United, bro, it's best in class every damn day.
Yeah, absolutely.
It should be from what you get from every sponsorship. Like, it should be. So, unfortunately, you know, all the money we do make goes back to the owners.
Yeah, we know all about it.
And it's so cold, like people haven't peeped it out yet. Like, if you look at the players we go in for, the ones that we sign, it's like bargain bin superstars, if I'm being honest. Because think about when we got, to their credit, they played well for us. Think about when we actually got Casemiro and when we got Varane. It was pretty much after Real Madrid said, other than Casemiro, I'd say more Varane than Casemiro. Real Madrid said, we're good. Thank you for your services. We'll move on from here. You got it.
Yeah, carry on. I just wanted to put this comment from Chicago because it speaks volumes. Well, carry on, Eddie. Carry on.
Yeah, it's just like the types of players that we're in for. Like, we make the effort. Like the Frankie De Jong effort was like they always give the manager his premier player, but other than that, to fill in the ancillary pieces, nothing's really given like that.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, to Chicago says, well, I'm also a massive club with a huge fan base worldwide, so there's always going to be an overreaction and outburst. And yeah, 100%, 110%. Like, without doubt. And to Nathan, who says, not all Ten Hag people are emotional, though some come from the patterns that I see, and I ain't Ten Hag yet, but I ain't backing no manager blindly. I've said this, I'm not backing out the manager blindly, but to me, to be manager out after 2 games is very emotional.
I also think being manager out when there's no viable options of managers to bring in is also just like pointless.
There's one. If anybody is De Zerbi, they'll probably go for De Zerbi. Will be that guy that people start.
When is that ever? The thing is that's another thing because I see people waxing lyrical about Brighton and De Zerbi. Has there ever been a manager outside the top 6? So you can include Brighton, Newcastle, whoever else, who's got a job at one of the big 6 clubs and actually been successful?
I doubt it.
Potter wasn't successful.
It's a joke.
Does Poch to Spurs from Southampton count?
Yes.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah.
But then he didn't.
And then people even shit on his reign, but that counts.
I wouldn't count Poch because Spurs were not a top 6.
Well, count them.
No. At the time,
that's not the point I'm making. Has there been anyone else? So Poch is one. Chat, let me know. Panelists, let me know.
And Flawless, that's not to put De Zerbi as like a top flight manager. That's just to say what the narrative will probably be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying in regards to that. Brendan Rodgers from Swansea, and he went Liverpool and flopped. The point that I'm making is the level of expectation at those clubs is nowhere near the scrutiny you're getting at Manchester United, at Chelsea, at Liverpool, at Spurs, at Arsenal, at Manchester City. You're not. That's what it is. I see all this thing with the Zerbi hype, man. If any of our top 6 sides got packed 5-1 at home to Everton, relegation battle in Everton, managed by Sean Dyche, we'd still be going on about it now. But since it's De Zerbi, we don't mention it because we don't care. But let's not act like that didn't happen. No, we just forget. With McAllister in the midfield. I think Caicedo played, but don't quote me on that.
Caicedo was there.
Caicedo and McAllister both played.
And you know what? But you know what though? I know I'd like to honestly see it in a theoretical sense, just because it will further prove my point that we'll get another manager, and it'll be another person they blame before they blame Bruno and Rashford. Like we're firing managers, and people like left and right, and people are asking, how come none of these managers can get right? And it's like, yo, look at who. I think again, people, if you could put this in the chat, I'd appreciate it. How long has Shaw been here?
Yeah, it's been like 8-9 years.
It's been like 7 years. I
think it's 8 years.
Rashford,
I think it's
Rashford was here with Van Gogh. Martial Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Am I forgetting anybody? Victor too, but who cares about him right now? I mean, he's not really fair to the point. But these people who have been here through the worst. Huh? I mean, honestly, he deserves it too, but not to a lesser degree.
No, Victor, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. I'm like, yo, like you guys have been there for the 6-1 to Tottenham. You've been there for the 7-0s, the 5-0s. Like, there's a certain group of players who have been here for all of these losses, and people still wonder why we suck.
The Chelsea 4-0.
Speak on it.
The list goes on and on and on and on. And just a couple of things I want to get to Hemi says flawless and Eddie. Ten Hag changed his philosophy to play this cracking transition ball, but our team has no link man in midfield and attack. It's long for us this season. Here's this myth about him at Ajax, and I said this on Big Six Bands, and they're like, things get said enough to the point where people go, it's true. If you look at his first Ajax team that he built, it was technically savvy. It was possession ball. The one that went, I believe, to the semi-final with De Jong, De Ligt. I think Donny van de Beek was in it as well. A few others. Tadic, a few others. Look at the second Ajax team he built. It was different.
It was not Alvarez and them, man.
People don't look at that though because they don't fit the narrative. And this is not aimed at you, Hem. This is just like, let's just dispel this myth. Because there's things that I've noticed with Manchester United. If things get said enough, people will just run with it. Like last year when people say, oh, Manchester United had so many games where we created enough. Creating goal-scoring opportunities is not a problem. Like that Wolves game we didn't see consistently last season. Now, for every Wolves game, there was a Tottenham where we created more and didn't score, but they're both issues. Like I said, in the first 2 games we've played, so in the first 3 hours of football, we've created 6 big chances. And I put big chances in inverted commas. That's 1 big chance every 30 minutes. That's not a surprise to me. I know that's not a surprise to Eddie. That's not a surprise to anyone who knows about these players. So where's all this creativity coming from that we have? So like again with
from one person.
Yeah, this thing with Ten Hag and Ajax, like yes, his first team was very much technical. The second team was like this. Like the second team is much more like this. So this whole thing of he changed his philosophy is not.
What was the midfield 3 he had in the second team?
It was
second
Alvarez.
Team was it was Alvarez. Not Timber. It was sometimes it was Martinez. Then you had Klaassen, and then you have sometimes Tadic in the 10 or sometimes going out wide. Like it was different. It was more work like team. And even then the second team he switched it to a back 3 as well.
Yeah, Jez, but would you say there was still like there was still a midfielder that could keep the ball there or no?
But then again, who really was that midfielder though? Like,
no, I'm just asking you in it because you know them.
That's the thing.
Probably Klaassen, to be fair.
Yeah, but then again, you look at the level of Klaassen.
Put it this way, C1. If we had that midfield, our fan base would complain about it and say it's not technical enough. That tells you, and that comes back to the point I was making about De Zerbi and these players who move. The levels of expectation at Manchester United are so much different to anywhere else. It can only be measured really to other big 6 clubs. And when I say that, I'm talking Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea. They're the main ones. And then you have Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern. I'd put in that mix as well. The expectations at those clubs and the media scrutiny are under is so much different than being at Ajax. He can play that at Ajax. and get praised for it, and they won stuff. But if that was at Manchester United, it will get called not good enough, not technically good enough for where we're trying to go to.
You
But
see
yeah,
that's the thing. That's the issue though. Because what you just said spells out even an issue for me.
Go on.
And I think, again, he lost players off that team that went to the semifinals. I understand that. But why would you go from what got you so far to something that necessarily didn't get you the same results?
I think he just had to. I think he had to.
And I think, like you said, he had, like you're saying, I think, Jess, he had to, right?
Yeah, he had to.
He had to. I look at this team. I think he's come to the realization that maybe this is how I'm putting it now. He understands the players that he has.
True.
He understands they're not good enough. So it's the manager adapting to the players instead of the players adapting to the manager at this point is what it seems like to me. And Eddie, I would rather, and I mean this with 100% honesty, I would rather he benches Rashford and plays a kid who knows what he actually wants to do out there. I'd rather he play a kid at striker who knows what he wants to do out there. I'd rather he play somebody at right wing who knows what he wants to do out there, not named Anthony. I do the same thing for Bruno.
Let me throw this as well to our context. Who says his second Ajax team was still possession, ball flawless, dominating teams because he's the best team in the league.
He's the best team. He's the best.
And forget this whole possession thing because I just checked the numbers because people want to shield possession. No, you want us to look pretty. We had more possession than Wolves. We had more possession than we had 51% of the possession against Wolves.
That's all
yes, exactly. This is what I'm talking about when I say these myths. Yes, we had more possession than Wolves. But people just throw out these words and say, "Oh, possession," not knowing what it means. No, you want us to look better on the ball. I hear that, but use different words. I say this all the time on this channel. Words, and this ain't aimed at you out of context. But I'm just saying in general, words mean things. Don't just throw out words. The English language is there for a reason. There's different words for different things. Let's stop saying possession. Because you know how much possession we had against Spurs? 44%. So we didn't get dominated. This whole thing of being dominated in possession, you want us to look like Manchester City, that's cool. We're not going to do that. The reason why he could play that way at Ajax is because he had the best team.
And another thing,
what are you talking about?
I'm surprised by that.
Let's be honest.
Exactly. This is exactly what I'm sorry to cut you off. This is exactly what I'm talking about, C1. But people will quote and say, "Oh, we got dominated in possession." No, we didn't. We had more. We just didn't use it well. It's about the use of possession.
Yeah, always. Yeah.
But sorry, go on.
Wait, before you go, that out of context sarcasm City, he did it in the UCL with his second team. No, he didn't, because Chelsea faced Ajax in the Champions League group stages, and like that Ajax team was very much not.
Bro, that second Ajax team got dominated by David Nunes.
Yeah.
Look,
I saw that team got cooked by Sevilla.
I don't even care about
not Sevilla, Valencia.
Spurs or his second team. Those players are technically better than our players.
Yeah, and we have to take into credit that as well, the quality of the players.
Those players are technically better than our players.
Yeah,
the money, don't let the money trick y'all.
Yes.
About who these players actually are showing you them to be. Yeah. Like, don't. Sir, there's certain, factors you can put at play. But with us at United, nah, fam. It's not what you think it is. Again.
Eddie, when you said that the players have to adapt to him, and if certain players don't want to do what they can do for his system that he wants to do, he should bench them. Which I kind of agree, to be honest, that he really should do it in a preferred situation. Like, for example, in our situation with Ange right now, all of the players that can't do what Ange wants to do, they're not even getting called up to the team no more. Like guys like Dias, Spence, and Ndombele, Gio is not even, Lo Celso's not, even though Lo Celso fits, he doesn't play because he has to call up players. He's not getting them involved because he cannot do what they cannot do what Ange wants them to do. But you know what the difference is? And this is why I go back to Flawless. He can't do it because he has to get results. He has to get results at United because he can't have situations where Rashford's on the bench, you don't get results. Everybody's gonna scrutinize you, bro. Like, this is the issue that he's in. So he has to adapt to the players. It's unfortunate. Yeah. But when you're in Man United, there are certain expectations that you have. That's why I never really understand I understand that De Zerbi's, I rate De Zerbi highly. but we also have to be realistic and understand that he can do something at Brighton that he can't do at United, which is experiment.
Facts.
You don't have
and
time.
Out of context as well, you said so. He had better players at Ajax, where the 400 million he spent should fix this, not players like Mount and Shaw, and that's where the issue lies. So now we've moved away from the possession argument because that's nonsense. Because we just dispelled that in the first 2 games that we didn't get dominated in possession in either of those games. So that's killed that dead, and that's to everybody because there was no domination of possession. Now we're moving on to the money spent, which we all know has not been spent the best. That's a fair criticism. So let's start there. Like I said, shit's bad at Manchester United, but people always want to make it worse than what it is. Now Casemiro's awful and should be sold, and he's on the beach because of 2 bad games. Is Ten Hag out because we've not even lost 2 games, we won 1 and drew 1. And another thing that people like to do is insert team that won this week is better than Manchester United. It was Poch last week. Let Chelsea had won today, it would have been Poch this week. That's been killed dead. I seen that comment all during last week. Is Poch has just got there and Chelsea's system's better than ours. That's dead. No one ain't saying that shit. They have 1 point, and this ain't even me taking shots at Chelsea. That's just the facts of the matter. It's insert team here. It's De Zerbi this week. And guess what? I don't know who Brighton play next week, but if they draw or lose, it will be, all right, we'll move it on. Or they look better than such and such. Is Ten Hag perfect? Absolutely not. Has he made issues? Yes. But I'm just tired of you lot making shit worse than what it is. And on top of all that, if it's really that bad, don't watch. Don't watch. Vote with your eyeballs and don't watch. If something's that bad and it's that horrific and you want the manager out, don't watch, because I've done that. If I didn't do this as a job, I wouldn't watch at times. I stopped watching under Van Gaal. I stopped watching under Mourinho. I stopped watching under Oli. Don't believe me? Ask JV, ask Tox, ask Tox, JV, or Stroll. They'll all tell you that. I only started watching Manchester United again when I started doing from a Third Eye View radio. So if you lot are it's really that bad, instead of whinging about it all the time in the comment section and whinging about it on socials, don't watch. Problem solved. Your weekend's free. Take your girl out. I'm saying, go see the fam. Go see your grandma. Go see your aunt that you haven't seen in a while. Go play some football if it's that bad. But no, you lot don't want that because you lot just want to complain. Like I said, shit's bad. Yes. But don't make it worse than what it is the point I'm making. Yeah, don't watch. If it's that bad, don't watch it. That makes why are you watching something that makes you so unhappy? Make that make sense. Make that make sense. But all I see you lot do is complaining and making shit overboard. Like, in terms of, if I didn't say about the dominated possession, that would still be running now. We've been running this show for almost an hour and 50 minutes, and that's all I've seen. And then when I go check the numbers, we didn't actually get dominated in possession. Because we had more possession than Wolves. It was 1%, but it's still more. We had 44% possession than Spurs. So they had 6% more possession. It's not possession. But because it sounds good, we got dominated in possession, we're just going to keep running that.
You know what they say?
Don't watch it. If it's that bad and everything, don't watch. You know what I'm saying?
You know what they say, Flawless?
Yeah.
Check the statistics, man. You know what I mean? Man, they're not checking the statistics, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Don't check it. So instead of discussing it here, don't watch. So why are we here? Footy in it. But if the football's making you that miserable, I wouldn't be anywhere that I'm just complaining for an hour and 50 minutes in a comment section. That's just me, though. That's just how I'm built. You know what I'm saying? If I've said it before, I've said it. Do you think when I stopped watching, I wasn't a fan of Rants and Saeed and Aaron and all the people out and Lewis and all the people? I still would watch their content, yes, because their content was A1. But I stopped watching the actual football. I checked the results, but I'm not watching. Why am I watching something that's making me unhappy? Make that make sense. Because you lot ain't here to discuss. You lot ain't just here to complain. Not just aimed at you out of context. I'm saying I'm seeing it in the chat. There's no questions. There's no discussion. It's everything's bad.
To be fair, I'm saying in general, United
everything's bad. You know what I'm saying? Our context said I ain't miserable. I have my opinions. Go check your comments then, and show me a positive one. Check the comments. Show me a positive one that you wrote. You know I'm saying, why watch? Man, still haven't addressed what I said. If the football's that bad and you're Ten Hag out, why are you watching? Not this. I'm not saying don't watch Sarcasm City. Don't get it mistaken. I'm saying watching games. Why are you sitting down for an hour and a half on a weekly basis watching something that makes you unhappy? That makes no sense. That's just backwards. That's bad and making shit worse than what it is. Manchester United are in a bad state currently as constructed right now. After that game.
Wallace, I hear you, dog. I hear you. I think I could speak for all the sick individuals out there when I just say I love abuse like that, bro.
That's cool. Then say that. Then
like
you know
that's the
that's
thing.
Cool.
Like I used to watch the Oakland Raiders, dog. Not the Las Vegas Raiders, the Oakland Raiders. I'm talking about you don't
What a team.
really know like American football like that, but I'll tell you a number. I'll tell you a pair of numbers and you tell me if they sound nice. 3-13. 1-15. 2-14. Sometimes maybe 6-10.
0-25.
Oh no! Shut up, Jess. Again, you speak when spoken to. So again, I'm telling you, brother, it's like something that gets you tied down to these teams. That no matter how, it's like the car wreck. The car wreck is bad for you.
And to our context, it's not I will watch and speak elsewhere. Okay, I'll be quiet here, boss. It's not that. I'm saying if I'm forget me. It's not about me. Man, I'm missing the point still. If you are unhappy as a Manchester United fan, why are you watching a product they put out? If your favorite TV show, whatever that may be, say Power, you like Power's coming back, and 1, 2, 3 seasons is bad, you would stop watching. Why do we do this with sport? If it's that bad, don't watch.
That's what I don't get. I feel.
Don't watch if it's that bad. And I voted with my eyeballs before and stopped watching Manchester United under the 3 previous managers before this one. And if I didn't do this for work, I probably would stop watching now. Nah, not yet this season.
If it was that easy, season, dog, 100%. I think we do it. Bro, I don't know.
If it's that easy, it's just that people want to complain about stuff because it is that easy. Just don't switch on your TV.
Nah, like for instance, right? I watched. Like when Lakers were trash.
Yeah.
There wasn't a day that goes by I wasn't finna watch them, bro.
The trash don't.
Like it is what it is. Like that's when Nick Young became one of my favorite players in the league was because he was the only bright spot in like a 20-62 season. Like it's just the fandom and you get pulled into it. And then you wanna vent your frustration, and people don't know where to vent it at. So then they come to like Sarcasm City and they see us talking about this stuff, and they feel like, you know what, this is a place I can just get this off. You know.
Actually, I heard what Eddie said, and I wasn't. Go on.
Yeah, to our context, I thought we could watch and discuss here. Sorry for not being positive, but it's not about being positive. Again, you're missing the point. I'm saying if it's making you now, I'd talk directly to you out of context. If Manchester United are so bad and Ten Hag's Ollie, why are you still watching Manchester United Football Club? Why? Your manager out, you're done. You know what I'm saying? Why are you still watching the football? I don't get that. To me, that's just backwards mentality. To continue to watch a product you don't like. You wouldn't do that anywhere else. But with sport, it's okay. I don't get it.
Yeah,
man said I'm out for life. Like that makes no sense to me. It's not about being positive. Why watch? You know what I'm saying? All man's done is say how bad it is, and Ten Hag out, and his Avi is Ten Hag with Ollie with the bald head and and this thing just out of context. This is many people stop watching them. Well, you lot won't. Because you don't like to complain. That's why there's no discussion. There's been no questions on it. There was no questions of anything. It was all just complaints. There was no discussion. There was no questions. I'm just saying. There was no discussion. How can we discuss this? How can we discuss? How can we discuss? And this ain't just our context over. Or he's just another Ollie. How can we just? There's no discussion to have there. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. See, you know what it is here.
That's what it is.
Because like, bro, I kind of get it when people watch the teams. Because again, like people are just passionate about the team, but for me. See, because this is where I say everybody's built different. I'm kind of more closer to flawless. Like last season, I generally wouldn't tune into games for Spurs because this whole bad was like Conte's football was making me so depressed. Where like at some point I knew like, yo, it's not good for me. I have to back off. Like even if I miss games. But then again, like Eddie said, to be fair, there's some fans that are just that crazy. They love that abuse. They love to be in pain every week.
Yeah,
and just go through the game. But then again, just be more honest and just say, yeah, yo, you just.
You know what it is.
There's another view as well where like fans just want to also come to. They want a space to go and went somewhere in the.
I think for a lot of people, flawless. This chat is like their venting space, a space. So like if they feel like. Out of context, of course, no supports the channel, but if he feels like this is one of them places where he can vent his frustration, then it's just one of them places.
No, I get that. I don't have no issue with people venting frustration because I vent frustration. We've all done that as panelists of various clubs and people in the chat. It's just when I'm seeing nothing positive. So if it's all that bad and it's all doom and gloom, do not watch. I stand on that. Everyone's a grown man. Separate your emotions from and just don't watch. Something's that you wouldn't do that in anything else in life. You would not sit down and watch anything that's a form of entertainment that you do not like.
I mean, I'll give you another, I guess, perspective.
That's all I'm saying.
I was like that with Chelsea, how bad things were getting last season, and I get not being able to not watch. Like I was still watching our games, but sometimes you've just got to. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit different, but I stopped watching it from like, I guess, an emotional investment point of view. Yeah. I knew what to expect. I knew we were going to lose games. We would probably concede 2 or 3. We'll miss chances, yada yada. So I just watched it, just I guess for the sake, because I had to get it over with. But take the emotion out of it. If you know what to expect and you know it's going to be bad, then you can't get disappointed.
If he's strapping for a long season because it's going to be a long season, don't watch then until he's gone.
Also,
you've made your mind up. I don't like that people will drop blatant. Sorry to cut you off, Prime. Blatant, like not blatant, but positive, like stonewall statements like that. Strapping lads is not going to get any better. Don't watch till he's gone, then, innit?
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't watch the content. I'm saying don't watch football. Don't watch Manchester United games. Watch other Premier League games.
Do you know where it is,
Hold on, Ahmed. I knew how bad it was getting from like November, December last year. So even though I was still watching Chelsea because I had to, I started watching other teams, like watching other leagues. I stopped watching, I guess, Premier League in general, but I was watching other leagues and I enjoyed football a lot more. I watched a bit of championship games and I enjoyed that. So maybe that will help you take, if you know United are going to be bad and it's going to be Ollie ball, then when you watch it and it is bad, you can't get angry at it.
Yeah, you can't be surprised.
So either still watch the games for the sake of it, or don't watch it and watch something else. Watch a French team play. Watch Real Madrid. Watch someone else.
There's plenty of other football you can watch. And to our contest who said, did you not watch Only Ball here and watching and still watched and saw no positives? Because it was my job. That's why. Same way you work with people that you don't particularly like. If you are getting paid, that's how your job works. Mm-hmm. That's what it's like, which I clarified, but now people are not listening to me, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, because for us, I think it is what it's like, bruh, it's coming off a bit harsh for some people.
Nah, because it needs to be done. Because I'm tired of people just in the comment section just being like, like I said, shit's bad, fam. But we lost one match, and all of a sudden it's the world's falling. If the sky's falling, don't watch. There's plenty of other football you can. Rather than if it's all doom and gloom and it's all bad and there's no way around it and it's strapping for the season, and this ain't just out of context. This is every don't watch if it's that bad. You wouldn't consistently watch a season of, and it might sound harsh, but man them need to, not man them because it could be y'all them watching, but people need to hear this. You know what I'm saying?
I think
people in the chat also attended the watch-alongs, and that's cool on them. I'm not saying they shouldn't or should.
Look,
Again, you're missing the point that I'm making.
From my vantage point, like, I'll watch because I can't even, because I feel like hypocritical myself if I'm here saying that, because this is the opportunity that you give me to come on the platform, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Right, so I don't.
But you add value.
Like tomorrow I could be like, you know what? I'm done with all this football stuff because United. Because realistically, right? Did I kind of not want to watch and just see the result because I knew what was going to happen yesterday? Like, I kind of was at that
Eddie,
space.
what did I say to you and Murtaza after the game finished in that watch-along?
But then, you know what happened, Flawless? I was like, nah, I'm always going to watch United.
Yeah, but what did I say? I said to you, I said, if you don't want to show up, I get it, and you could just show up and watch others. I understand it.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I was going to be in there, right? I was going to watch the game. And what was going to happen? I was going to watch the game to complain about what I was seeing.
Which is Eddie.
You know what it is, though, Eddie.
But before Prime goes, but Eddie, you add value to the channel, so I need you to do that.
No, but like,
it's a
which
value
is fine.
thing.
But the thing is, though, Eddie, you have kind of, you know what to expect. You've kind of accepted it. So, like, you're still watching because I guess you have to. You're a United fan. Even forget the fact of just being on the channel. Like, you have a connection to the club, so you're still going to watch. But you know what to expect. You know that it's going to be bad. So in a certain way, you're not as angry as you would have been if you were expecting, oh, today's game is going to be different. We're going to win 2-3, 4-0, and then you end up losing and it's badly. You know what I mean?
And for me, I think I don't get the Ollie thing. That's the only thing I'll disagree with people saying it's Ollie ball, because I will never disrespect another manager by comparing him to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I just find that to be the highest form of disrespect to consider anybody in that guy's class as a manager. I don't know if you saw it, and I'm not even lying to you. I saw a picture of it. You know he's about to get like a 5th grade team almost at the bottom of the league.
Who?
Ollie.
Wow, look who's here, man.
A 5th grade team, bro, at the bottom. Like he's coaching 5th graders right now. Like 11-year-olds. And they're about to be at the bottom of the division, bro. So that just furthers my point. Like I'm not gonna call Ten Hag no bald Ollie. I guess maybe in that sense it's a bit overdoing it. I don't get that.
I think
but at the same time, for the last 2 games, y'all could call this man anything, and I would not jump in front of the bullets, bro.
Cool. And the thing is that's crazy about that, Eddie. I'm cool with the criticism of Ten Hag over the 2 games. Well, it's just the over the top. The sky's falling. I don't.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is, Flawless? Yeah, because like you know me, like you remember me at the start of like when I came on from Sarcasm City. I was you can say very reactionary, right? Like, you can make that point, but my reactionarism.
Hold up, Bob. Preseason had his voice cracking for those people who weren't there for it. He was on a fan call-in show, sounding like a young G hitting puberty over a preseason game. Anyway, go ahead.
Let me just say this: Mons football was a humble.
Big up, man. Big up, yeah. But like the point, I think I understand your point, Flawless, about like why that in regards to our context. But I also understand our context. I think the problem is a lot of the time, we are emotionally invested when it comes to football. Like a lot of the time, a lot of people are they're connected to the club. You know what I'm trying to say to you? And sometimes when you come to these fan channels, like today when we lost. I had people coming over saying, "Oh, this is so shit. This is this and that." But it's like for me, like when it comes to it, I'm just like, guys, let's calm down. Let's analyze the game. What is going wrong?
Don't send that link, bro. Don't send that link. Bro.
I got to, man, because you know what? If they would have got packed by Bournemouth and he asked for the link, I would have. Yeah, I'm saying it would have been with it. So
wait, you tell him Melissa is coming on.
Yeah. The guy who's got more goals at Premier League stadiums than Mudryk is coming on. Yes, you know what I'm saying. That guy.
Wow. Whoa. That was unnecessary stray, bro.
Was it a stray or was it the truth?
It's unnecessary stray.
I'm to make you feel better. Be on the same amount of goals as Mudryk in the Premier League. So
that's also true. That's also true.
Wait. Are you saying Gary Lamptey's coming on?
That is also true.
No.
But yeah, that's just my overall point. And Eddie, I get it why you're here, because like you're saying that what I'm coming. I know it will sound hard, but that's just where I'm at with it. Like in regards to it, it's just the overreaction. Like it is what it is. Bear in mind, I said before the season started, a lot of Manchester United fans are vastly overrating this team. We don't create enough, we don't score enough. Lo and behold, we ain't created a hell of a lot in over 2 games, and we haven't scored a lot. We scored 1 goal. And people are, manager out, and all this. Like, yes, it's bad, but people always want to make shit worse than what it is. Like the dominated in possession thing that I just dispelled. Now nobody will mention that in the chat now. But people just running with that rather than doing their due diligence and saying, oh shit, how much are we actually on the ball? You can go to Google, that's what I did. I was like, let me go check. And we actually had more possession than Wolves. But let people in the chat say it. Well, some people in the chat. Let people on social say we got dominated. Same against Spurs. No, concentrate at the issue at hand and stop gaslighting and making shit worse than what it is. Concentrate on the actual issues, which there is many and there is plenty. Fully hear that. And in regards, because our context asked me about the positives from these first 2, that we won the first game. That's the only positive. Onana as well, that's 2. But other than that, very bleak. But it's 2 games. But like I said, I still stand on what I'm saying. If it's all doom and gloom, and Ten Hag's Ollie ball and he's terrible and he's not going to turn it around, don't watch till he's gone, innit? There's plenty of other football you can watch. Just don't watch Manchester United as a Manchester United fan. And if you can't stop watching Manchester United, you have an unhealthy attachment. That's obsession. Get help. Get help. You can't stop watching Manchester United. I love my football club to death, but I can stop watching it. If I don't like what I'm seeing, which I've done previously, like I said, under the 3 previous managers, not including Ragnick. Get help. You can't stop. And then just want to be people complaining. That's just looking for misery. That's what that is. I'm not into that. I'm all for having discussion and critiquing the manager and having questions go back and forth. But when man are just in the chat, and this ain't aimed at our context, this is many people just putting blank statements in there. You're not putting it's what's it when it's not? It's a closed statement. It's not an open-ended question. I think that's the correct way I'm saying it.
It's not a yes or no. It's not a yes or no.
Yeah, it's not open-ended. There's no discussion.
Yeah, it's not a closed question. Yeah,
what's the discussion? It's called, yeah. You've made your mind up. Mm-hmm. You've made your mind up there. That's cool. So if you've made your mind up, make your mind up not to watch.
Are you trying to say open-ended question?
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying. Open-ended. It's not no open-ended question. There's no discussion to be had.
Yeah.
If I'm in your comment section on your channel, Prime, and I go, yo, Mudrik's a dead baller selling, what conversation can we have about it?
That's what you just gave your thoughts though.
No. What exactly? What conversation can we have? But then people will say, "Oh, well, that's a question I'm discussing. I'm getting shit." No, you've made your mind up on Mudrik. So don't be surprised when Mudrik's because you don't rate him.
Yeah, I already got a comment today saying that Mudrik should get loaned out.
So it's I'm all for questions and criticize. I criticize a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying they're above criticism. I'm just, again, reiterate my point. Don't make shit worse than what it is. Because if we win, like somebody said in the chat, I missed it, I think it was Chicago. If we win 3-4-0 against Forest, it's all hail Ten Hag and all hail the players.
Yeah, all I'll say is that, sometimes you just got to accept your team shit. And I did that when Lampard was when we had Lampard towards the end of last season. I already knew our team was shit. Like I was expecting losses.
Exactly.
What
you saying, fam? Go on. We're gonna close out shortly. Go on, man. I actually extended the show for you, so go on. The floor is yours.
It's all too a bit.
Speaking of misery, Monster.
Oh dear,
yeah, man. It's all a bit positive and it's all a bit objective in here. I came to change that. I came to change all of that. It seems a bit doom and gloom. Am I the only one here with a W?
Nah, I'm here with W too, bro.
Jazz is there.
Big up, Jazz. Don't worry, Jazz. You good. You safe. You good. You good, car.
Hey, big up, let's see.
Everyone else. Hey, Eddie. So I have a bone to pick with you personally. You wanted
pause.
You wanted to you popped into like last week's stream. In fact, was it even a week ago, Flawless? What day was this?
Tuesday. So
yeah, Tuesday. So it wasn't even a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about my club and how I've got hurt and how football is funny. Now, football is very funny, Eddie. Steady much? It's very funny. It's very funny. I'd like you to come off of mute. I need to answer I need to answer you, my friend. Thank you. No, not for a second. Thank you.
It's a mad connection out here in the States. We're kind of.
I bet it is. I bet it is.
I'm here.
Good. I need you to answer for a few players' crimes. In all honesty, I'm here for the Chelsea. I'm here for the Chelsea, man. But you was particularly cheeky in my misery. You seem to bathe in my misery.
I did. You know? I did.
Yeah. And of course, Carlos Casemiro, the overweight cartel. Him. Yeah, he got bullied. By Basuma.
He was in.
He got overweight, like
he got bullied by someone who dresses like they should be a basketball player. You know the little thing he has on his arm, like he.
The shooting sleeve.
Yeah, he wears an arm guard like he been working on his jump shot. And that's who Casemiro got bullied.
I fucks with the shooting sleeve. I can't lie, but carry on. Just as a
man wears a shooting sleeve.
I think it's fire in it. That's just me.
Yeah, it looks fire, but
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
When Pogba done it, it wasn't cool. You know what I'm saying?
I liked it when Pogba did it, but people haters gonna hate. But
right. Ed also Anthony, Anthony Davis, not Anthony Davis. It's Anthony, not Anthony Davis. You wish it was Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? It's him. Mason. I know you saw that Rabona by Bruno and you thought it was game set. No, he's crap as well.
No.
Yeah, man. Listen. That's two terrible performances, and your manager didn't even bother to change it. So listen, this is from me. Before you have a go at me, you gotta look at home, my boy. Don't throw rocks at glass houses, my brother, because it come back and bite you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Listen.
know what I'm saying?
I hold my hands up. Football is a humbler, but look, I can't be the only one who catches this smoke because you
won't be, but we was cool, though.
This is a heavily Chelsea populated
he's here
stream.
for
So
the
if you want
Chelsea.
all the time in the world to cook, that
He's
kind
here
of
for the
fine,
Chelsea,
I'll
I
let
know
you
you
do
said
that.
listen, but Eddie, I know. Listen, I'm not really here for you. Just happened to be here. You just happened to be here when I popped in. That's all it was. You know what I'm saying? You know when like I'm not no gangbanger or nothing, but if I'm trying to ride out on the ops,
Hey, any AC, I got a coach who broke it down to me. Anybody can get it. I feel it.
There you go. There you go. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
so
there you go, Flowers.
And listen, and I'll say it, man to man, losing Tottenham is still a top 6 fixture. You know what I'm saying? That is a tough game, home or away. It's a top 6 team. So listen, as much as people are overreacting and going crazy, there's always another week of football, and it's okay to lose a top 6 match. It's just the way that you lost the game. So there's always a way back. Now, for the rest of these bums on this panel, the rest of these bums who clearly aren't even the biggest team in London. They're just the richest team in London, clearly. How can you be rich and be a bum at the same time? Let me know, people. How could you be rich and be a bum at the same time? You man just working on credit. You man be on credit. They called me. They called my club Klarna FC.
This is crazy.
The cheek of it. So I want to know, and in the chat, I just want to see 115. I don't want to see no words in the chat. I just want to see 115. When you figure it out, you figure it out. Because that might have to be the worst debut and the most expensive debut I've ever seen. Because if Caicedo was wearing a red jersey and we'd gone and lost to Bournemouth, and don't say, oh, Bournemouth and West Ham, they're different. Well, Bournemouth came above West Ham, so I don't want to hear that. Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
One on my Conference League. So what are you saying about
that? I just don't want to hear it. And lads, I love you all to bits, but this is a speak when spoken to policy after today's performance. That's just what it is right now. That is just what it is right now. I have to be real because the corner I held for Caicedo, the corner I held for that one. Yeah, how can you have
Monts versus Chelsea part 65? Go on, carry on. Yeah.
How can you have a 220 million of the Queen's finest pounds, the sweetest of Benjamins, all those Benjamins, all of those Benjamins, only to lose to a pivot of Thomas Soucek and James Ward-Prowse. Now, not only did you lose, they had 10 men, and you still couldn't score. I have heard Baby Drogba for the whole of pre-season. I've had to sit there and listen to the fact that you guys have the next big thing up front when you haven't had anyone good up front since Diego Costa. So I understand you've been eating roadkill, but it doesn't mean you need to go spread it towards all of us. Hey, I have a good attack. That's the only thing I have, but at least I can scream about it. Yeah? I just think it's absolutely hilarious. I think it's hilarious to the community that, I was hearing all sorts of excuses today. Chelsea are a new team. Chelsea need to gel. Everyone who we bought is young. Well, I saw 200 million come off the bench. I haven't even spent 200 million this window. How about that one? I want to bring. I want to be able to do what you guys have been doing. As I said, 800 million, 800 million to accumulate 1 point in 2 games. Enzo Fernandez has 3 wins for Chelsea. He has been there for 6 months. He has been there for 6 months. Does he have any goals for Chelsea?
No.
So he doesn't have a goal in the Premier League stadium?
Fuck no.
Well, guess what? I do.
He does.
Where's my 200,000? Where's my 250,000 pound contract? Where is it? Agency fees, FC. That one as well. Wait, which one are we gonna go with? Today? Are you gonna say, oh, we needed Lavia today because we didn't have Lavia? I don't know which one it was. You know what I'm saying? Disrespecting my Jamaican Raheem Sterling, doing all that work, and you can't even get him an assist.
He did play well today.
I know he played well. I'm glad he played well. But he's playing for those bums. And everything's just so expensive. Yo, that is the worst stadium. Do you know what's funny? Why is it that Endo performs better than Enzo and Caicedo? Why? The 30-year-old Japanese international that no one cares about, that's apparently really bad at football, had a better debut. I had 10 men when he came on. Caicedo was playing against 10 men. You see what I'm saying? I told you guys. I tried to tell you guys. Money don't fix everything. You know? Look, go look at the guy above me. The guy on the far left. You know? Eddie, Flawless. Their manager's under scrutiny for spending 250 mil and winning a trophy and finishing third. And he is still under pressure.
Nice.
Arteta is given files and facts that he's now spent 600 million over the 4 years he's been there. And he is expected to win a Premier League or there are serious questions. But you, man, are out here going quasar.
Been there 4 years.
Playing hopscotch, stacking up Lego, playing Jenga with 800 million with no questions being asked. It's a joke. It's a joke. Now, we're expecting big things. And of course, again, more and more excuses. Oh, Reece James is injured, but Gusto was the guy pre-season. He was the guy a second ago. He was the guy, right? Thiago Silva, one of the best centre-backs in the league. Top 3 in the league, I keep hearing. But you just keep dropping points. You guys have made more signings than you have wins. Only Chelsea get away with this fuckery. And you lot can tell me I'm hurt, or am I telling you the truth?
Well, you've got more signings than wins.
No, you're not telling the truth. You're not telling us the truth, though. That's the reality.
Actually, can I go?
Hey, hold.
Before you go,
wait.
You've got more signings than wins yourself.
I want to see Lewis on this. Go on, Lewis.
No, this is just a bunch of aimless points about money. I was letting Monts go off because
No. Let Lewis go. Yo, Prime, let Lewis go. Prime, let Lewis go. I want to hear this. Go on, Lewis. The floor is yours. Go on, Lewis.
Clearly, Monts is just hurt over the last 4 days and how long it's been since the Caicedo, because he's letting it all out, and I'm fine with that. Get all off your chest, but that was just a bunch of baseless points. That was just mainly about how much money we've spent and everything, and comparing us to managers who have been in charge for 4 years, 6 years, and are actually meant to be reaping some rewards of how long they've been at the club for. Poch has been here for a month. That game don't mean shit to me other than just a minor setback. We move, we stay calm. 4 days ago, Liverpool fans were raging about Endo, and now we're putting him into conversations with Enzo and Caicedo because of one game. Hey, how things change. But I'll let you guys get back to it.
Hey, Lewis, don't you worry, my friends. We all know that Enzo and Caicedo are far better than Enzo, but it makes it even more sweet. Hey, that stuff hit me like a stim shot, bro. You see that penalty? That hit me like a stim. You know, Mikel Antonio, like a stim shot.
Hey, it wasn't a good penalty. It is what it is.
But listen, I did. Hey, bro, I did. And remember, you could say it was a lot
and
of.
If we're gonna go at Caicedo with no match sharpness, that's fine. The game is the game. I understand it.
No match sharpness.
You gotta do that.
Flawless.
We gotta do that.
You think if Caicedo pulled out that performance out of his ass in his Liverpool debut, if we said match sharpness was the reason, you think people would listen to that?
Yeah,
one?
we can you too, because the game is the game. I understand it. That's why I'm saying you can gun for Caicedo for that. I understand.
The game is
As a rival fan, I get it. We would do the exact same thing, but he was still not sharp, so I don't really mean too much.
He was quite good.
Which is why I was saying it's all just a bunch of baseless points, but I get it. We hurt you. So
no, Lewis, let's not actually do that. It's not baseless points. And Mons, when you said
it's
that
mostly baseless points, we've lost one game.
No, hold on, not really. Let me land. When Mons was saying that, no one goes at Chelsea. Well, whose fault is that? It's you rival fans.
But also, is that happening, or is this not stuff that gets brought up regularly?
No, but if you guys think Chelsea do not get cooked enough, whose fault is that? Is it not down to rivals? People like Murtaza and Montu cry, oh, Chelsea don't get spoken about as much as United and Liverpool. One, you guys are vastly bigger than us. And two, if you don't think we get cooked enough, it's down. Hold on. Hold on. Mons, you've got a huge platform. You don't think we get cooked enough? Cook us every chance you get, which I don't think you actually do. Same with Mortaza.
Mons does, but everyone else don't.
No, but that's the thing. Yeah. Rival fans will complain, Chelsea spend all this money and we're bad and we don't get cooked enough. That is your fault.
Yeah, but
people will hold on. No, that's your. Liverpool will get cooked for going for a quad and not winning the Prem. Well, that's because you're a bigger club. You will get cooked. Chelsea should get cooked for the stuff we've done, but it probably doesn't seem we get cooked enough because you guys are the one complaining. We see the cooking all the time. I see it. I'm a Chelsea fan. I see it, and the rest of the Chelsea fans here see it too. But if you guys, you as rivals, don't think we get cooked enough, that's your fault. That's your problem, not ours. Do your job. Do your job.
Again, I can tell you right now, I'm doing my job. I'm spreading the Chelsea propaganda.
You clearly are not. You clearly are not. I don't see any cooking in the chat. It's just you.
Muntz is doing his very best. I gotta give Muntz his credit. He is on Chelsea's case. He is doing all he can as an individual.
But it's just no. But the thing is, it's just no. But it's just him. If Chelsea are, if what we're doing is so bad and so laughable, more people should cook us. Then no one should be complaining.
You're right. I agree with you though, Prime, that you don't get enough.
I'm not even saying you're wrong. I'm not even saying you're wrong. That just doesn't apply personally to me. But I'm not saying you're wrong with that. No. People do need to cook you a lot more. But I also feel like on the Chelsea side of things, there's a lack of expectation that ripples through your fan base. And that's not
I disagree. Chelsea fans have expectations.
No, they have expectations.
I disagree.
I don't know what content you watch or what you see on Twitter, but there's expectations from Chelsea.
I don't know. Can I just take it 2 months?
The ones I speak to, just before you go, listen. I know Lewis has expectations. I know Prime has expectations. I know you guys have. When I say Chelsea, I don't mean you lot. I mean the fan base that I am exposed to. By the way, so go on.
But isn't this also the fan base that's the most impatient with managers and the most quick to want rapid, drastic change and the most quick to we have the least patience with youth players generally. I think we have all the context required to be categorized as the opposite, but we are continuing to be categorized as the no pressure fan base, which. Again, I'm not really exactly sure the people are being exposed to get that, but I don't see it myself.
Well, it's quite clear. As I said, you guys are the only fan base that can spend and fail the way you've been doing it, and it not be a catastrophe in the footballing world. It's not a catastrophe in the football.
No, but months though, it is. You might not think it's enough, but we do get cooked. If you want it to be more, then it's down to you guys as rivals to do it even more. But we are getting cooked.
I agree with you, Prime. You definitely do get cooked. I do agree with that. And Muntz is definitely trying 100%.
But hold on. When you say not getting cooked, though, what do you compare it to? Again, we are not Man United. We're not Liverpool.
True. Yeah, but again, size of club, and also it's quite funny hearing the size of club thing because when you guys did manage to get Caicedo, I was hearing we are massive. But anyway, let's.
Okay, but two things coexist. We can be massive and still not be bigger than Man United and Liverpool.
Yes, but as I said, you're using the size of the club to correlate to the amount of corn that you guys would get whenever something doesn't go your way. Now, let me land. Yeah, I'm just saying that yes, you are not Liverpool, you are not Manchester United, but you are still Chelsea Football Club, the second most successful team in the Premier League era, or in the 2000s, let's just say. Yeah, if you want me to be more accurate. So therefore, your club does have crazy stature, and you are a massive club globally. So for me, you're still in the category of Arsenal, Liverpool, Man U. You just don't sit at the top of that category. And so as long as you're in the category, I believe, on contrast to Manchester United and Arsenal and Liverpool, you should still be getting cooked the same way because you're bigger than Tottenham. You're bigger than Tottenham. You're bigger than Man City. Don't give a toss. You are bigger than Man City, and that is a fact. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you are more successful recently than all of us apart from Man City. So therefore, you are just as, in my opinion, of recent, just as big as Manchester United, just as big as Liverpool. Obviously not historically, but in the times, you can easily be classed as just as big as a club. So I don't really put that on us not cooking you a lot entirely, because you lot do get cooked. But as I said, it's not looked upon the same as it would be. As I listed Arsenal. Some Chelsea fans think Arsenal isn't bigger than Chelsea, by the way. That's a thing as well. So I mentioned Arteta and Ten Hag. I didn't even mention Liverpool. I mentioned Arteta and Ten Hag.
Yeah, no need to mention those bums in Arsenal. But in comparison, when I said, because we're not as big as United and Liverpool, it's because you think we're not getting cooked enough. Trust me, I think we are getting cooked. There are certain Chelsea fans maybe should be cooked even more because they've said ridiculous things. However, I think in general, Chelsea are very much getting cooked. And if we continue to be even worse, it will get even worse.
I think
if you personally think, and some other people like Murtaza, if you guys think it's not enough, then that's on you as rivals to keep cooking us. Flawless, I'll ask you, do you think we don't get treated fairly? We don't get enough?
No, I think you get cooked. I think you get cooked enough,
100%.
Like your shit, like the shit that I seen today had me. Yeah, Eddie, you're gonna say that because you Eddie, innit?
I was rolling.
You want everybody to treat Chelsea how you treat the Clippers. That's what that is. I've never seen someone like, before you go, Eddie, I just gotta give you credit. I've never seen somebody have more disdain and just complete distaste for a sporting franchise, you know what I'm saying, a sporting institution than you do the Clippers. So Eddie's scale is different. I thought I hated Liverpool, but your hate of the Clippers beats my hate of Liverpool, and I can't stand them motherfuckers.
And the Chelsea hate is a close second. Like, it's a very close second.
Chelsea but then again, that's probably on me. Chelsea, even though I dislike them, they're not top 3, top 4 on my list. So that's probably why.
They're not top 3, top 4 hated. They're not top 4 or top 3 hated in anyone's list. Like,
they are. Arsenal and Spurs, they are. Arsenal and Spurs, they are.
Okay, maybe Arsenal, cool. Like,
they're definitely top 2. They're top 2. No, they're top 3 for Arsenal and Spurs. 100%.
I also know a lot of United fans who hate Chelsea.
Liverpool, and Man
Spurs
United.
fans despise us the damage we've done to them over the last 25 years.
I said, like Chelsea are definitely top 2, top 3.
I'll give you an example, right? Remember, 2 or 3 seasons ago now? Remember when Arsenal were doing up relegation battles for like 3-4 months with Arteta? The whole truth.
It was the first time. It was the first 3 games.
You remember?
It was the first 3 games, but go on.
No. I'm not talking about.
He's talking about 2021 when they actually were around 15th.
Oh yeah.
We are 15th.
When Igal was getting clipped all the time and troops and everyone.
We are 5 points above relegation.
Flawless. You guys all remember, everyone had their foot on Arsenal fans' necks for months.
Yeah, I remember.
Months. If you think we should get it that bad, then you should keep your foot on our necks.
It should be worse. No. It should be worse than what Arsenal.
Then why don't you do that then? Let me land.
Stop this antidote of trying to flip it and play this.
I'm not flipping anything.
You are flipping it. Listen,
I say this all the time.
Let me ask you, here's a question.
If I wasn't a Chelsea fan, the amount I would go at this fan.
You know what's brilliant about this when I hear Monts and Prime going back and forth. This is like when me and Monts be debating. I get it in it, like, because Prime does the same shit. Go on, Eddie.
No, but Flawless, do I not say this all the time? Do I not say this all the time? If I wasn't a Chelsea fan. Yeah, I'm a Chelsea fan and I go at this fan base all the time.
Yes,
you do.
If I wasn't a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, you do that. Yeah.
I'd have my foot on everyone's necks.
Yeah.
But you guys don't do it. If you don't, it's up to you.
You're doing the punching bag thing. You're doing the.
Last point on it, Monts. Go on. Last point on it.
Again, what you're doing is the punching bag thing. At the end of the day, I know for a fact you should have been. For a fact, you should be getting cooked way more than that Arsenal side because you spent 800 million more than them. This again, and you can keep saying I'm bringing it back to money. Well, guess what? Money makes the world go round.
I never mentioned money.
I'm mentioning money. I'm mentioning money.
No, I didn't mention
Back to back it. Hey, Eddie. I mean, months. Don't let Liverpool go spend 120 M's on someone now, innit? Because that's gonna come back.
Mercy, how much did Chelsea spend, Mercy?
Money makes the world go round.
Flawless. Because if I did it, the microscope would be on me. But
Yeah,
it's never
that's
on
true.
these guys. It's never on these guys. These guys will say they're getting cooked because they feel like this is being cooked. It's not being cooked the way.
Okay.
You know this isn't a real cooking. As a Man U fan, the cooking that Man
United but to Prime's point, you know what I'm saying, and backing up Prime when he's right is annoying, but he's spot on with it. It's the size of their club. It's not United or Liverpool.
No, hold up.
The way people think. Hold on. People can say rivals hate Chelsea, and that's fine. Of course, you guys do.
It's fine. You man are a small club.
People do not hate us. People don't hate us how they hate Man United. People don't hate us how they hate Liverpool. People don't hate us even how they hate Arsenal.
Small club.
But of course, the corn you get will always be worse. You're just bigger.
Small club hype. That's
here's my question.
Hold on, one at a time. Let a lamb go, and then we gonna let Eddie go.
Here's my thing, right? If Chelsea doesn't get talked about enough, put a name on the bullet. Like, what's the football platform where it doesn't happen enough? Is it the Big Six? Is it Saeed TV? Is it Ransom Bant? Is it Hussam? Who are the channels that just aren't doing it to a good enough level? Because I watch a lot of content. I've seen a lot. Like, just what are
you know what I think it comes from months? I think it's more so mainstream media. It's big platforms, BBC.
But doesn't everybody watch
Sky
all
Sports,
media?
BT, BBC, etc. But it's still more like TalkSport, for instance. Like, they put out the tweet about Mount. Monts is talking about that type of thing. You know, when after he had all the zeros against all the stats against Wolves on the opening day. I think he's more so talking about that, not so much content creators.
That's like fair, but also like doesn't all the online support, like all the online fan media is big for a reason, and the reason is because we don't give a fuck about them.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So there's a thing here.
Go on, Eddie.
There's a thing here that we can't just glare over. Who has moved like this in the transfer market? Because all everybody ever talks about for any club is if my money had the bread to compete with Man City, we'd be up there doing it too. And
we'll get that.
All I'm saying is it doesn't look like it, right? And to another thing is should we get cooked? Should we get cooked? Should United's performance get as cooked or less cooked than Chelsea's performance today? Which one was worse?
No, Chelsea
you lot were way worse.
More. However, you're a bigger club, so you get talked about more. Notice when you mentioned TalkSport, go ahead. When you said about TalkSport and they posted something about Mount or whatever. They're not stupid. They know they post something about Mount that the billions of Man United fans out there will come out and either defend Mount or slander him. It'll get clicks, interactions, yada yada yada. They should post stuff about Chelsea, and they probably do. But what's going to get seen more is the Man United stuff, or we'll get seen about.
To back up your point, Prime, I say that all the time when United fans be in the chat, like in particular in the transfer window, like complaining about links, to players, and it's never like a great source because it's gonna get. I say it all the time. It's going to get responses. It's going to get replies. It's going to get retweets. It's going to get likes, quote tweets, shares, clicks on your website, whatever platform you are on. If you link Manchester United to whatever player it may be. Like, for instance, when we was linked to Jordan Pickford, they know what they're doing with that. Linking us to Jordan. Like, if they link Chelsea to Jordan Pickford and you were in for a goalkeeper, it wouldn't be... It'd be a talking point, but it wouldn't be as much of a talking point. So, Prime, I hear you. Chelsea are a big club. You're just not the size of a Manchester United.
Exactly. No, hold on. Even Arsenal, yes, I agree that we are bigger than Arsenal, but the way they're, reactionary their fan bases, as embarrassing as Chelsea were last season, spending 500 mil, spending 100 mil twice in January, and we finished 12th, didn't get a win in 20 games or whatever. Arsenal following the league.
They got another 500 by next week.
They got bantered more because it's going to get more interactions.
Because one thing about Arsenal is what Arsenal have is, and Alam mentioned it when he asked, all right, what platform it is. Arsenal have is they have AFTV, which is a conveyor belt and a base to go laugh at Arsenal.
Thank you.
That's what that was for that period of time, and still is now to an extent. If they whoever their next game is, they get packed. Everybody's going to AFTV. Chelsea have that. Salute to Chelsea Fan TV. Make sure you subscribe to Chelsea Fan TV. Great channel, but they don't have. There's no base. Manchester United, we have a base. It's just not one base, but we have multiple bases. Because as soon as Manchester United lose, forget it's not even me. It's Saeed, it's Rants. They're the two places people are going. Maybe a Goldbridge, United View, Culture Cams,
Sarcasm City.
To an extent, Sarcasm City, but no.
Put some respect.
It's respect, but they're like obviously this is a great platform and a growing platform, but they're significant. Some of them are doing 1.52 million views a month. You know what I'm saying? Like just like overall on their channels and their clips are going viral.
I'm not having any of that.
Why are you not having that, Monts? Go on.
Arsenal are a bigger, like, again, you can have the conversation. This is a conversation to be had, but by Prime's logic, Arsenal are just a bigger club than Chelsea. Full stop. If we're going by that,
that's the thing is that's a what's the word I'm looking for? That's a reasonable argument, but then that goes into, and we're not going to go into it, is bigger club more successful.
No,
that's what that goes into. Yeah, but you could. The thing is, you could argue that if someone said Arsenal are a bigger club than Chelsea, that can be argued.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'm not arguing bigger club. I'm saying the way Arsenal's fan interaction is.
Yeah, but their fan interaction does add into that.
And their click rate.
Fan interaction is nuts. Yes.
Talking about Arsenal bottoming the league, the way Arsenal fans will swarm, it's going to be more than talking about Chelsea being 12th and stuff. Whether or not that's fair, it's fine.
There's legit only, to me, like, if any other club was going through their banter era, would their fan channels crack off like that? And there's only a couple I can think of. Arsenal being one of them.
I hear what you're saying, but you know what it is?
Manchester United definitely.
For me, I hear what I understand the logic behind Prime's point, but for me, it leans to more excuses, because if a club gets bantered more than another club, and we just turn around and go, oh, it's just because you guys are bigger, so you guys are gonna get bantered more than we are, like that is a massive cop out. Because Chelsea, I have to say it, the gap between and Jez, no disrespect, the gap between United and Spurs. If it was United and Spurs, we're talking about in styles of stature of club, then I'll go, you know what, Prime? Hats off. You're right. I hear it.
I'm used to it.
You know what I'm saying? I hear it.
Hold that, Jez.
I didn't say it's okay.
Hold on. Let me land.
Hold that, Jez.
So
again, Chelsea every day though.
For real. But I'm saying, hold on. So with Chelsea, with the gap, with the size gap with Chelsea and a Liverpool, or a Chelsea and an Arsenal, or even a Chelsea and a Manchester United, the gap is not like you guys are talking like you are Tottenham Hotspur.
But Months. You're underestimating. You're underestimating the gap in terms of. You're underestimating the gap in terms of fan interaction.
No, it's not even that. Months. Why? I'm not giving excuses. I'm not saying it shouldn't happen. It's not, because you're just coming with this with agenda. I'm telling you exactly what it is. If you want to cook us more, I'm not saying we shouldn't get cooked. Cook us all you want. That's fine. But that's down to you guys as rivals to do.
Okay, but you're focusing
what do you want me to do about it?
But you're focusing on half of what I've said. I said you need to get cooked more, but I also said expectation that there's a ripple there's a lack of expectation that ripples across your fan base.
That's not true, because there's expectations.
Lack of expectation.
What's the
There's
expectation?
no lack of expectations.
The expectation is top 4 and domestics.
Thank you.
Top 4 and the domestics. That's our.
So your expectation is the same as mine, with 800 million more spent.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you have a manager that's been at your club for 6 years. You've had a manager that's been at your club for 6 years. We have a manager that's been on.
No. I get told I'm in a rebuild. This is
and
my
the game today is a perfect example of why
top 4 is the target.
I'm told this was my.
Before you go, Months, hold up. Bear with me 1 second. Large up to everyone who's still locked in. We are going to close out very shortly. Still over 200 of you lot in the building. Make sure you subscribe to all of the content creators who have their own channels on this
8 years,
illustrious panel. Make sure you subscribe to @Carefree Lewis G. Make sure you subscribe to @TheBridge258. Make sure you subscribe to Big Six Mans. And also make sure you subscribe to Toronto Hoop Talks as well. Can one of the mods please drop all the links for the channels I just mentioned? Bump up the likes as well right here. You know what I'm saying? Bump up the likes on this video, whether you're watching live right now or watching this back. We're at 116. Hit that subscribe button as well, because you're clearly here enjoying the content, people. So hit that subscribe button before you go, Lewis. And don't forget as well, people, we are available on all audio platforms. I just dropped the links in the chat. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. Make sure wherever you listen to podcasts, because you might just want to have listen while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, while you're driving, while you're at work, while you're on your way to work. Or you might just not want to have the YouTube app open. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. Follow us on SoundCloud, Spotify. Make sure you follow us, 5-star us, and iTunes as well. Make sure you 5-star us. So to all you Android users on Spotify, 5-star us. iTunes as well. We got our first rating on there. So to salute to you. You're a real one, male or female, for 5-starring us on iTunes. But let's get some more ratings, because I know there's more people listening on the audio platforms. But we are going to close out very shortly. Go on, Lewis, you had to say something.
Yeah, what this is just Monts doesn't like what our expectations are, but there are expectations. Because what it is you hear what the expectations are, and then you revert to the same thing that has been referred the entire time. Money. Oh, we spent this much. Oh, we spent that much. That we've been saying that doesn't matter. The target is top 4. The target is the domestics. Next season, if we get top 4, then I'm looking at the league. Until then, nope.
But listen, and there's obviously
last point on the month.
There's obviously an era of realism where I'm not telling you to go, Lewis. I'm not saying go and win the league. I'm not saying that, because that would be unrealistic. Yeah. However, what I am saying to you guys is, it is just, what's the word? It's quite funny how, like, when it comes to talking about money on you guys' side, it's like, okay, yeah, we spent money, all right. Like, you can't just, that's not, you lot don't get to push that to the side and act like it's not a major factor.
Because you guys compare it to your other clubs where you've had managers that have been at your team for more than a year.
I'm not pushing that to the side, though. I'm not pushing that to the side.
No, you're saying that to compare when you guys get the same argument, but you guys would have had managers that have been at your club for longer than ours is, so it doesn't correlate.
No, I understand. I understand the change in managers and the change in management, and there needs to be a warming. There needs to be a certain period, but understand that what you guys are doing has never been done before, the way it's being done. So therefore,
we're aware of that.
Exactly. Oh, well, Lewis, I know you're aware of it, but I don't think a lot of Chelsea fans are, in my opinion. And
no, trust Monts, we are aware of it.
Chelsea we're aware of it.
Well, it's downplayed. It's heavily downplayed.
It's not downplayed.
Yes, because we've not spent that to win now. We've spent that for the future.
And like people are not even read. People are not even deep in it.
I was hearing this last year.
But people are not even deep in that. Part of that money is not even
we had a manager that was playing us in relegation.
Part of that, but the thing is, part of that money has never been spent on the first team squad. Like, it's been spent on like youngsters.
There's a good 150 that have been spent on 19-year-olds to go on loan and make more money in the future. And then we also have more sales than everyone. So if you're going to talk finances, you may as well talk real numbers that actually have.
We are not doing the Wolf on Wall Street thing. 500 million.
Even like out of context says, Poch didn't even spend all of this 800 million.
Oh, well, then we
Tuchel did and then got sacked.
Then it goes back to hire and fire. How everyone tells me that Chelsea has changed and everything is changing.
Well, we did change until we hired an idiot who had us playing like a relegation level team.
Exactly.
What do you want us to do? Stick with him and play in the championship?
That's not what I'm saying. You guys, as I said, with every point, there's a contradiction. Chelsea saying they've changed since the Abramovich era. Ask how many managers they've been in the last 2 years. You say you've changed and you're doing things for the future. How much money have you spent?
We have changed and we're literally showing. We can't help if we have idiots for managers.
Mons just wants to cook us with no context.
Alright, cool. We're gonna close that now anyway. Hey, we gonna cut it. I hope you lot have enjoyed it. A lot's been said.
Oh, sorry for me.
This Chelsea Liverpool thing, obviously the Manchester United thing. We started with it. Big up to everyone. Hope you lot have enjoyed the Q&A. I would say this is not the norm on Sarcasm City, but this is the norm on
No,
Sarcasm
it will
City.
be.
So
Months will be back. Months will be back, will be.
if you enjoyed this chaos, that's what it is, people. So love to everyone that's locked in. Big up. This is where people get shit off their chest. This is where people have debates, but it's all love. Because we're all brethren here. Large up to everyone in the chat as well. Big up everyone who's supporting. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to Carefree Lewis G. Make sure you subscribe to Toronto Hoop Talks. Make sure you subscribe to At The Bridge 258. And also make sure you subscribe to Big Six Bants as well. Like I said, one of the mods, please put all of the links for those channels in the conversation. TLC, you said, let the conversation run. I'm closing. We've been here nearly 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? I can't do what Lewis did. Yeah, Lewis has been streaming for 6 hours. Like that wasn't the aim.
Since 3 p.m.
And here was me thinking, what we gonna talk about today? Like, I thought it'd just be Caicedo, the Chelsea West Ham thing, Verratti to Manchester United, few other questions, and keep it stepping. But love to everyone that's locked in. Hope you lot have enjoyed the show. 1 second, Prime. 1 second. Big up and bless up. Can't believe man was still alive. Keep up the work rate. Appreciate it to ELAC who says run longer. You're a joke, man. We'll be back today. You know what I'm saying? We're back today. But look at all the channels I mentioned. There's legit Sarcasm City. There's Lewis's channel, Alam's channel, Monster's channel, Ahmed's channel. That's 5. You got more than ample. You got more than ample content from those 5 channels. You got more than ample. You know what I'm saying? Someone's gonna be live soon. You know what I'm saying? By the time you go sleep and wake up, one of these 5 channels will be live that I mentioned. Wait. Ahmed does pre-records as well as Monsters pre-records as well. No, I'm just saying, so there'll be stuff to go watch. And the stuff you can watch back as well. I said stay live till 6 a.m. You got jokes, Danish. Maldini, you got jokes.
You got my review to watch in a way, so you can see me crying. If you think.
See, there you go, man. Go watch Ahmed's watch along, man. There you go. I'm sure that's a great watch.
Oh, you're about to end. Months when you are crying that we don't get cooked enough. Flawless just said that he didn't know what we would be talking about on this stream. So address Flawless and say, why aren't you cooking Chelsea on?
No. To an extent, no. I said I didn't know for this long. I knew we'd talk about it, but I didn't expect to 3 hours later be here.
That's your fault, Flawless. Cook us more, man.
Put a name on the bullet too. Tell. Let's say who should be cooking more.
Yeah, you don't mention names. Name names, man. You know what's crazy is the list of ups is so long. It's kind of like you lot just ain't on my radar like that. It's not you lot.
Thank you, because we're not working.
No. But hey, Lewis, love that's not my. That's just me from a personal standpoint. There'll be Chelsea fans like Tox can't stand you lot. He really he has you lot higher on the list. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, and I use him as an example because my bro, we're the same age. So he can't stand you lot. Whereas you lot are just not that, you're on my list, but you're just not high. I just have other people to look for. That being said, I need to find out if Leeds won this weekend, but we move. But yeah,
I know what you're saying.
They're just not. That's just me because as much as I dislike them, there's Liverpool, there's Arsenal, there's City, and there's Leeds. I don't forget, but I go individually.
I win or get the W. Let them get a W over you, Flawless, and see how you can move.
And then I get
choose when they want to be a big club. I'll tell you that.
No, months, but that happened. But then I didn't go at them. No, months. Let me respond, Prime. I didn't go at them as a club. I went individually because when we lost, Peter got at me. Fator got at me, and there was one other Chelsea fan that.
Surfer.
Nah, it wasn't Surfer. It was someone else.
It wasn't even me.
No, someone else on 12. Yeah, it was Victor the prick. So it was Victor. Yeah. So I went as soon as they lost, went straight to Twitter, Peter's Twitter page, and he tweeted. I tweeted, got him #RealHoops because he said that to me yesterday. On to Timo. Timo tweeted. At me yesterday, back your gaffer mate. So I quote tweeted his last tweet, back the gaffer mate. Victor went to his Twitter, hadn't tweeted, so I couldn't get at him. I'm individual me. I don't aiming at the whole conglomerate. I want you. You know what I'm saying? For the ups. You know what I'm saying?
Go for the man first. Go for the man.
Yeah. Forget the gang. I don't care what gang you're in or what set you're. I'm going at you directly. I don't need beef with everybody. Just if Ahmed says something to me, I'm not gonna go get at Alam and get at Luke. No. I'm going straight to Ahmed. Same way with you, Months. As a Liverpool fan, if you say something, I'm not looking for Ryan and Ram and Saint. I'm looking at you. That's just how I move. That's why I went straight to their Twitters. Thanks for reminding me, Alam. I need to get at Victor. Because he be talking the most.
Also, Mons, we don't pick and choose when we're a big club. Like, you ask for a reason. You ask for a reason why something doesn't happen. I've given you 2 reasons. I've given you a reason, and then you can't accept it. Like,
No,
that's
then he brought up
normal.
something other Chelsea fans do just randomly.
But right, we go close this out because we go keep this rolling.
I'm allowed to disagree.
No, you can disagree, but it's the truth.
You man can agree to disagree, but love to everyone that's locked in. We're back today. Man United podcast, 4:30 p.m. UK time. That's a solo one. So you know that's going to be good because it's going to be me getting everything off my chest, answering questions from you lot in the chat. And then what we got following that? Oh, yes, Arsenal Crystal Palace. So Crystal Palace Arsenal, I should say. That watch along will be live on the Twitch. 7:30 p.m. will start, 30 minutes before kickoff. Make sure you download the Twitch app. And then Doing the Most, which is the Premier League show, people. Doing the Most, which is the Premier League show. So myself, Ahmed, Jez, Ryan will be there for that as well. But big up to everyone that has tuned in. You lot are the real MVPs, whether you agree or disagree, you already know. Big up to our context, Sarcasm City TV, as well as always doing great work. Love to everyone who just continue to support in the manner in which you lot have. It's crazy that we've been here almost 3 hours and the vast majority of you lot are still locked in. I'm saying, like I say, better conversion rate than friggin' Mount. But yeah,
fuck Chelsea.
But yeah, love to everyone that has locked in, and this has been this Sarcasm City Sports Q&A live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.